I don't know if we need a Lethal Weapon 5.
How old is Danny Glover? He said that shit in number 1. He said he was too old for it in movie 1.
Now it's really true, right? Yeah.
What police force do they work for? Like, because it's been 20 years post movie 1,
real time.
So it was probably 20 years in the movie 1. Like, what kind of watch? Do he get a platinum watch for sticking around? Do he get like a platinum watch?
Well, that's true. There's some timeline shit that's off. There's some there's some continuity shit that's gonna be a little off with this shit.
Nah, this is, you know what, this movie, this is looking like proof of the American like infrastructure that clearly he is not getting paid enough, that he still need to be working into his Social Security age. You know, his pension is not there. Like he has to. Why he still working? Why he still working? Why he still working? No reason. Elders. The man got a family that got a family that got a family. At this point, you know why he's still working. Yeah. So I don't know. Did you want to pull up the chat real quick, just in case?
Well, let me bring it up.
Just in case. Though I got it on that 10-minute mode. Should I take it off that 10-minute mode or?
What was that? That you couldn't chat?
Yeah.
Unless you.
I don't know, cause people be posting penises and shit.
Wait. You didn't even. Wait. First of all,
cause people
smoked, drinking a few beers. I'm trying to remember how to use Twitch. I gotta do one thing at a time, right?
Nah, because sometimes people be trolling and they just be posting penises and shit. You know what I mean?
All right, I'm here, but yeah, I'm not. So people just post. Wait, so you're saying if you put the restriction or just in general? Or do people respond?
No, like because the chat is so empty. It just usually trolls come in and shit. That's why I have that on. But I could just put it on follower, and they can.
So there are people who like just hop into random rooms and they have like penis pictures at the ready.
Yeah, no. It's like the text. You know what I mean?
Oh, so they got like the 2 8s and the equal signs.
Nah, that's some simple shit. I'm talking about like some galactic like.
Oh, they got the whole legit slashes. Yeah. The whole
it take up like a whole thing of the.
Yeah, no, like I see all kind of pictures and different things like that, right? But they have.
It's like Mario peeing and shit. It's like they do have those at the ready.
They're at the ready to just. Like raid into chats and post them in, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What do you think is like?
Did we start? Yeah, we started podcast and stuff. We just started. All right, keep going. We just started. That was the intro. Keep going.
All right.
Because it looked like that tone of voice was like, oh, he ready. He ready to say some long shit. Just go. What do you think? What do you think people post penises? That's what you asked.
Right. You informed me that apparently there's a population of people out there on Twitch who post elaborate text penises.
I think it's just trolling is fun. Like at a young age. I don't know if us at our age like yo, it's Friday night.
It's the internet. It could be like an
it's Friday night.
Young kid just
you don't remember we was
trigger happy.
Penis trigger happy. Usually has a different type of penis trigger happy.
We drew penis. Yo, if you go to any school in America, right, we
drew penises
all
at
kind of things.
We drew penises.
I don't know why though.
I had Doodoo Man. Remember Chambers drew me the professional Doodoo Man? I had Doodoo Man. That was we drew every week in art class, and that's what I drew, the Chronicles of Doodoo Man. Like, it was a whole comic. That's the closest I've come to a comic book is Doodoo Man.
So it's just a digital, it's just a new age version of that, basically. People just
or even we can go to our time.
In your chat.
You remember AOL.com? You don't remember going and chat? I used to go to chat rooms. I don't even know if I knew this dude in real life and just like do stupid shit in the chat and just like act dumb. I don't even know what it was.
Right. So it's not really a new phenomenon.
Yeah. It's just But it seems to be like a more younger thing. I don't think really people our age like, yo, let's go troll some people.
Because I was gonna say like, yo, what is it?
But I think you young and shit, and it's like internet's still like new and cool or some shit.
Yeah, nah, that's cool. Because if you're older, I'm like, yo, what do you think the mindset is of that like an older, like they're sick, they're psychopaths.
Well, right? I think now what happens now is not that. So I don't think it's like penis. I think the older person, what they doing is like now they just do like negative engagement. So like obviously most obvious.
They'll just tell you suck balls.
Well, no. Instead of just posting penises, like they might do that. They might tell you that, or they might literally engage in some type of, from their point of view, logical discussion. You know, like. To me, right off the bat, comes like the female streamers on here and like maybe some of the shit they get, like the negative stuff they get, you know?
Why do you think? All right, okay, so
like a guy come in there, it's like, all right, you don't like it, like, but it had to do with what we were talking about earlier today. Like, why you even around something you don't like? But now they're gonna like logically try to construct an argument against that person's existence instead of even like, it's not even like, man, fuck you. It's more like, why are you doing ABC? When you could be doing CD, you know what I mean? Like CDF or some shit. It's like real, like it's a real problem that I need to fix. I need to fix your stream. You know, I need to fix your content on your stream. You know what I mean? What
do you think is the mindset of like those people? Like, why are people so quick to post either penis bomb you or tell you to, you know, that you are a penis, or why is that? What do you think is going on? Is fun? Is entertaining to people, or is?
Well, I think the penis bomb probably is fun. That shit, even me, I be watching like streams or something.
It sounds funny when you explaining it to me, like the idea of penis bombing bandits.
Yo, cause like
it's nonsensical.
I'm watching. I might be in Kenny Beats stream. Kenny Beats has way more people. It's not gonna happen in Illmind. That shit's locked down. But like Kenny Beats stream, you know, like at this point they got it too locked down. But like in the beginning, like Kenny Beats just jumped in raw to Twitch, you know, so he ain't know nothing. So you know them penises happened in the beginning, you know, and that's just kind of funny because this dude's talking about like real knowledge, and then like a penis just like pops up on chat, you know, like
it's funny for that to happen sometimes, like you know.
So I get that. I think that's just fun. What was the question?
Why in every chat is there a whole? You're like, how many? You know, I can't even articulate what I want to say. Like, what represent? Like, what number of the population, like per capita, are like penis drawers? Like, why does every chat room is that there's at least one person? Why are they so abundant?
I don't know. Society ain't like innovative. Innovation's going down.
There's always one in any chat that's like thinking on that time. Like why are you guys everywhere? But okay, all right, very well. They exist on Twitch. Interesting.
Yeah. So is it? But I
don't know. If I was an alien, I'd destroy Earth. I don't know if I would destroy Earth.
Just because of that? Because people posted penises in chat? That's like a whack-ass reason. What a way to judge you, man.
No, that's just
like on Twitch chat?
It's just like...
Twitch. All of the world, man.
It's like all of the other stuff, and then it's just like, you know...
This was the icing on the cake.
When I even look at the minutia of it, it's just like, yeah, we should get rid of y'all, or like, I'm never coming back here again, or this is very entertaining. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
depends on the type of alien I am, but yeah, no, I don't know. Very well.
I was like, man, that's mad extreme. Yo.
It's bigger than just
penises in chat. You know,
no,
what?
I wouldn't
it's
destroy
over.
Earth
it's
just
over.
Because of that. Nah, it's based on a larger assessment.
All right.
That doesn't help. That just doesn't help you guys' arguments that like that kind of goes on, you know.
Got you. All right. I think, are we done with this one?
Now that that's over, now that all the important things have been discussed.
I feel like the most obvious thing, but honestly, we talked about it so much that there isn't like as much to talk about. There is actually, but the most obvious thing to talk about, right, is the Gucci Mane Jeezy, right? But we kind of hit that a lot already. So on our off mic stuff. So I would say like in between this, I heard Jeezy on Ebro on Hot 97, and I heard Jeezy on Breakfast Club, which that was the only one trending. I don't know why. Maybe because Charlemagne, maybe they thought instigation would happen. He didn't do none of that though. He didn't, if anything, like maybe, and it wasn't even too severe. But if anything, the other two was like wanted to know maybe more like scummy stuff versus Charlemagne. He even cut one of them off. He was like, "Hold up, I want to hear what you have to say about whatever they was talking about." But honestly, similar to what I was saying, like it felt like Jeezy was being the bigger man the whole time. You get that. Obviously, because this is a conversation, and last night wasn't. You get that abundantly clear in those two interviews. The whole thing, he wanted to come out. He didn't want to comment on anything regarding like personal, because he's like this whole thing's still fresh in his mind. So he's just like he don't even know how he felt. He woke up. He been doing interviews the whole day, so he don't even know. But he seemed. If what we are to believe to be to seen as true, he seemed like genuinely like, look, man, like he trying to move on, set an example. I don't know, I was kind of saying like maybe the King Von thing was maybe the final thing to inspire it. Regardless, he does cite that. I don't know if he doesn't say that it was, but he does cite like, man, there's too many things going on, and he named a few. He named everybody that got shot recently except for Benny. That is just getting crazy, So that he wanted he named Boozy, and he named M something. I don't remember his name. M03, yeah. And he was like, he's trying to set a better example, because if he feels from his perspective that everybody just following them because they were the guys who came before, and then before them is Biggie, Tupac, so they just kind of doing what they see, and this is what they see.
Setting an example.
Yeah. So, and he cited this. He cited this, which I didn't even notice, because I showed you the moment, where Gucci, he instigating hard after the truth, and they say like, yo, maybe he just needed to get all of that off his chest. But I'm watching the cell phone version, so it looked like garbage, so I can't notice this. Which I don't know why the official video is a cell phone, even though clearly Apple has a good one. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Ebro pointed out when they played Icy, and I'll check it out later to notice the moment. When they play Icy at the end, they said, and this is why I said maybe he was phoning it in. Maybe he wasn't phoning it in, but I can only see so much. But it just seemed like for those last couple of songs, he was kind of done. And he said when they played So Icy, Gucci Mane felt relieved. He said, like, that's the look of Gucci Mane. Like, again, I'm watching the cell phone, so I ain't noticed. But he said he felt relieved. And then after that, even though it don't sound like the most passionate statement, but he does say, I told you, he does say the olive branch thing. And Jeezy said, man, like, even hearing that, he ain't never thought he was going to hear that, like, from Gucci Mane. He said that whole night, he probably just needed to get all that off his chest, because it's a lot, and then all the trauma that's come, he don't know what he's gone through. He's saying like all that real talk that we be talking about all these other things. He was literally just saying all that mental stuff, and he's saying like maybe he just needed to get all that off his chest, and he trying to do bigger things, and he's like, who knows what all of this caused, like whether it's simple stuff like money or everything that got left on the table. Like we could have been touring together, we could have been making music together, and just local shit. Like some DJs might not want to mess with me because they mess with Gucci, and vice versa. Like, or same thing with the artist. They might not get on my track because they mess with him, and vice versa. So it's just like, it's just crazy. He's like, there's this whole line like for no reason. So he's just trying to push it. And honestly, like when I heard that, like, because obviously they know each other way more than I do. He was saying that was a big thing for him to say the olive branch thing. So that almost make me think that that's genuine on his part, and that's just his style. And maybe he did really need to get all that, and now that all that's gone, maybe he can begin to start. Because he made it seem like, that was a big step, and at some point they'll talk for real,
The whole Yeah, that's a good like summation of because I didn't see those two interviews.
Yeah.
But I saw most of the verses. I saw that like kind of intense clip at the end. You know what I mean, where he was kind of bringing up the guy that got killed. But
Yeah.
overall, my sentiments, I think I said to you, there's a silver lining. It's a move in the right direction. Like, and I think everything you just said makes sense. Like, I think Gucci was, you know, they're both different experiencers and whatever experiences they have together involving those things and the whatever happened. But Jeezy kind of took the higher road on stage for most of the night, it seemed. But I think that that's kind of cool that he took the other perspective and understood that, like, yeah, he probably got some stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's blood involved. There's a dead person involved. All kind of lives change, threatened, right? He has trauma. It has to go somewhere, right? But where it didn't go was it didn't go violent. So I'd say it was kind of an ugly baby, right?
Yeah.
Like Gucci was still kind of getting his maybe some of them feelings off there, but they're real. They have to go somewhere too. Maybe therapy is the most ideal people's place for society or something, but nonetheless, it's better than him shooting at him, right? Jeezy obviously kind of took it on the chin, and maybe based on what you're saying in the interviews, um, is kind of taking a more open perspective to it, like a more understanding perspective to it. What maybe I would say is a less fearful perspective of it, or maybe a more loving perspective, right? To be like, hey, like, he got pain too. It's not just about my end of it. I get that he has to maybe go through that, right? Like he didn't respond back with hostility or fear because he could have easily, you know what I'm saying, reacted with a whole different type of energy towards some of the things that Gucci Mane didn't. But he didn't. Like that tells you that speaks to some of his character and maybe, you know, maybe how he was thinking about the situation. Nonetheless, it's coming. That's not being fearful of it, right? Like it's kind of sound like he coming from a place like,
Yeah.
fair enough, right? Like I get it. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? And he might have had to go through, he said that, right? According to what he was in the interview. So I think it was positive that like you got to see two hip hop people, two black people, especially in recent events, who have an actual very serious issue with each other, very bad blood with each other. They're from the same city, right? Like all of the, this is a check marks for disaster I'm going down, right? Rappers, same city, murder, death, beef, right? This sound like the perfect recipe for terrible stuff in terms of hip hop, right? But they had the party, they do this, they said those things, and even I'm sure, you know, maybe Gucci still do have feelings. Maybe it was the first step, right? And right, like letting go of some shit or moving past it, forgetting about it. I don't know. Everything's different for everybody, but it definitely wasn't. I'm sure the train crash or car wreck some people were looking to see. Cause I ain't gonna lie, part of me was interested just in, you know what I mean? Just like what is gonna happen. Like that was a big allure with it, just knowing the background to it.
They
So the
said
fact that it plays out like that is
everybody's
cool.
moment would like not that they were hoping, but everybody thought that might happen once the truth finished playing and he kept talking. Gucci kept talking.
Nah, it was cool. That's salute to both of them, actually. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people will recognize Jeezy for kind of, right? Like it's kind of clear he kind of takes a high role, but I don't like I think something needs to be said for Gucci for not maybe reacting crazier, knowing what happened. Like, granted, it's been a long time in between, but just being in the same room with this person and all of that, like, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be.
Yeah.
really tough to do. So that's respected that he kept some level of composure, right? Yeah, he gets some shit off. He throws some shit in there, but he human too, and we got to be fair to like there's real pain and shit there too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna expect him to just sit here with a smile and love this dude. That's not realistic. But you know, a 30 shot wasn't loaded up. No one was clapped. You know what I'm saying? Look, King Vaughn and the other dude, I don't even know if they even they not even from the same city. That's not some op of Vaughn from Chicago that killed his people. This just sound like over nothingness, right? Like he dead.
Yeah, I don't know the story, but yeah.
My understanding is not over nothing, you know, directly related with them people, but just shenanigans. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know for a fact that these two people got real bad blood for someone's dead over it. So that's about as serious as it could get, I guess, right? So for them to do that, it's kind of good on both of them. You know what I'm saying? At the very least, at least to just do that to present to other people, even if they both go home and hate each other and just did that just for the culture, as we just was kind of laughing at that phrase, like, so hats off to that too. Hats off to that, right? For at least not doing that on that level of stage. But yeah, no, it was I thought it was overall positive. You know what I mean? I think
He mentions during the truth moment, like when Gucci's talking, like, you know, at this point he has a self-awareness, you know, of himself and the situation, and like just what's more important, you know, all the things he trying to do in life, the family, you know, etc., like all the real stuff, and that he calls it. I feel he always refers to it like this ain't grade school. Like you talk about my mom, I'm gonna beat you up or not, you know, like, you know, it's not fun, you know, like he's saying, like, so it's not fun taking that stuff, but it's just like, you know, he's focused on bigger things now than just, okay, someone says something to me, I'm gonna be mega mad right now. I'm gonna do something stupid right now. I'm not gonna throw it all away in one moment, you know, basically, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely, I just feel like hearing that perspective, that's not the normal stuff we tend to hear, you know, at the top of a hip hop, right? Trending, any of that stuff trending, you know. So I do feel like that's good.
At some point.
Yeah.
It gotta at some point in the war, somebody gotta lay down their arms, right? Or else what? It just what go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So somebody, right? Ideally, both parties gotta be like, all right, like we need to figure something else out, right? Because this ain't gonna. Is it solving anything? Right? Vengeance, feeding the dark side. That seemed to be working. That seemed to be satisfying anybody, huh?
But
I just ask questions, though.
It don't look like it.
Questions.
It don't look like it.
Questions. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It don't look like it. It don't look like it.
I don't know.
But no, I think that's good. I think like it started making me think. Obviously, people are saying 50 and Ja Rule and all that stuff, but I think people just want to see more show. But beyond those two, I feel like maybe the platform could keep elevating, and like who knows like how long this sticks around. But like maybe in the future, right? If more rap beef comes, like literally, maybe that can literally be the thing now. Like you just come and you do this shit, you know, and just work it out there, you know, like maybe you talk your shit, even if you want to say the worst shit in between while you playing these songs to each other, you know, play your diss songs.
But you get it out.
Yeah, you get it out, and then you can have like a private convo after, like off the convo, and like maybe that'll be the new thing, like for verses. Like I hate you. We're gonna do this though. We're gonna do this, you know.
Right. We're gonna clear it out, and hopefully nothing, you know, happens after or anything.
Yeah.
Like
well,
that,
the whole point
really,
of that's why they would talk. They would talk before, maybe after too.
I mean, with the Jeezy Gucci
oh yeah,
thing,
yeah.
like, currently,
I'd
I
like to
hope
think
nothing
it don't.
happens, but
It would be
that's
really
a dope
bad.
idea.
It would be really bad for and
Right,
I think almost be
right,
worse had it. It would be
right.
better had it happened last night. You know, if there is a better, but I almost feel like it
It'd
would
been
be
better if
worse
they just
now.
didn't do it at all. Then, right? It
Yeah,
sound like
yeah.
if they just didn't do it at all, it would have been just fine. But
Because right now, what this is the what is it? The Joker, right? The Joker Batman with Two-Face. This is a good symbol, right? So if
right,
this
right.
symbol
No, it
falls,
is.
if
This
this,
might be the most important versus one so far
oh,
for the
easy,
culture.
easily, it's not
For the
even close.
culture.
It's not even close.
In
It's not
terms of meaning,
yes.
this is probably the most important or really most impactful one if you're thinking anything that has actually happened.
Yeah.
For the culture, especially in recent times.
If it ends
So yeah,
well, it
big
could
ups to
even
both of
be
them.
the biggest beef, you know?
Right,
If
right.
it ends well.
But again, I'm not mad at Gucci for having his feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not mad at 50 for not wanting to do nothing with Ja Rule, and what he do, they kind of stay away from each other, right? Like it's known they don't like each other. They poke fun at each other online. I don't know, but nothing's happened since. You know what I'm saying? I think they were on a plane ride together in which nothing happened because obviously everyone gets in trouble doing things on planes.
Especially
they're
planes,
not
yeah.
supposed to do, especially planes.
Yeah.
Right? They'll throw you in Guantanamo for that joint. Know what I mean? So I get it, but that was cool. That was I think a real big moment for hip hop. I don't think it's getting acknowledged like that though. I don't think it's being seen as big
because people want. Well, what do you mean?
As it was. Like I don't think what we're talking about is not from what I've seen is being really highlighted, like the real silver lining and positive of it. Because again, it was kind of an ugly baby.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's being like, look, man, look what they did. You know what I'm saying? This is.
I don't follow the hip hop media too much, but
neither do I.
So all I've seen is those Jeezy interviews.
To be fair,
and those guys, when they want to, both Hot 97 and Breakfast Club can be sleazy, and they ain't seem like they were taking the sleazy path. Nah. Especially they leaders.
They were taking or
both,
not taking?
No, not taking. Especially they leaders like Ebro and Charlemagne, you know? Okay, they were kind of controlling both of those interviews, even though the other people were there, you know?
Were they being positive and kind of
especially Charlemagne.
Good things about it?
Yeah. And
okay,
Ebro
yeah,
too.
that's dope then.
So yeah.
Good. Okay. So yeah,
but
I don't know if
all of it. I ain't check Hip Hop DX. Maybe they found some scum shit because it's hip hop.
No.
I ain't checked Hip Hop DX. I don't know.
Breakfast Club and Ebro were is mainstream.
But it's also New York. I don't know what Atlanta media said. I don't know what Cali media said.
Nonetheless, that's still pretty big signal.
Yeah.
Right? Like that those two places carried it out like that, or at least acknowledged that part of it, because it should be like that's dope for both of them to do that, knowing the lore and the context behind it. That's maybe the illest thing in hip hop in 2020. Actually, it might be.
It probably
I'm not talking about musically or bar wise, obviously.
Story,
but in terms of the culture and all the shit people want to fucking talk about and all of that stuff, this might be like the illest event that took place for hip hop.
Some skimming, but I saw the whole thing. I ain't see it live like you did. Like you saw some of it live. I saw the whole thing. That shit never happens for both of us. That shit never happens for both of us.
And it was dope, and on a musical kind of tip too. It was enjoyable too. I'm not like
I
super
haven't
heavy
seen
into Gucci.
any verses in full, but this one.
Right. I had a little Jeezy phase back in the day, but he's definitely, I wouldn't say he's like the go-to rapper in the list of rappers I have. You know that. You know what I'm saying? But I liked his stuff for a little period. And yeah, like it was cool. Just the music and just all of it kind of capped off pretty well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hip hop should be proud of Jeezy and Gucci.
Yeah, and I came into it, like their lore aside, their personal story alive. I'm more a musical fan of Gucci anyway. So
Right.
I got
Right.
to hear, because I was hearing the Jeezy songs too, and I would play them on Spotify because the stream sounds like crap, so I would pause the stream. But I mean, but I would play them too. So I've heard a bunch of shit I ain't never heard before in my life, and I saved some Jeezy songs too. So
Yeah. Nah, they both got some ill stuff. I
yeah,
like not as super familiar with Gucci, but there's definitely some stuff. Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it overall.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
their number one rated versus, surpassing the record that originally was held by Brandy and Monica.
And what that look, see, look, we wrong. We wrong. We wrong, man. Look, see, we fucked up. People fucked up. They like the fucked up shit. And you know why that is? Because they had beef too. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
they really?
Like,
Was it real, Brandy and Monica?
there's some. Yup, there's some.
I don't remember the lore like that. I just remember
There's
maybe
some little stuff.
because musically there's a rival there for sure, but
it is. Nah, there's some other dumb. I don't know what it is.
And you know what song they played last together? "The Boy Is Mine." Again, just like Icy and them both.
Yeah. They don't got a dead body or nothing between them or nothing like that, but it's some controversy.
So yeah, apparently,
but it's the number one, as it should be. I think rightfully so.
But look. So I didn't even know that Brandy and Monica got beef, and look, they came together, and it was the number. So maybe we need to do that. Like everybody always talking about Jay-Z do it. Who he gonna do? Like maybe not that they beefing, but just maybe he should do out of symbolism. Like maybe it should just be Nas, because.
Right.
They've been on stage together since. I think Jay-Z brought Nas out on stage for Dead Presidents a few years ago. So it ain't like it's nothing, but it just might be a good, I don't know, just a good historic gesture. It's funny. I want to say it's Jeezy, but I really don't remember. But one of them, Jeezy or Gucci, probably Jeezy, he yelled out, "Yo, Jay-Z, Nas, we coming for y'all." So who knows? Maybe one day we'll get that. Cause they always
Jeezy and Gucci definitely got bumped up a few points in my book.
Yeah, it was dope. Hearing the interview, one of the things reiterated is Jeezy definitely, I guess, big time into owning a lot of housing in Atlanta. So
I heard him mention talk real estate because he was like, "Yeah, where's your chains at?"
Yeah, it was a counter to the fashion thing.
Let's talk real estate. I was like, what's going on, man? Jeez. Come on, guys.
So that was cool to hear. That, because it got brought up again. And it's he's looked like he doing a lot of business. Just similar, 50, maybe pulling back on hip hop. Well, he really pulled back on hip hop. But Jeezy has Jeezy is not on the gas pedal for hip hop the way he used to be. And that's because he's doing the bigger things. I heard it once, but I ain't hear it. Let me really study the bars. They brought up therapy. Both stations brought up therapy. One of them tried to ask that as the first question. I was like, damn, son, really? It's typical. It's just the typical thing,
Do you hate this guy?
Yeah.
Do you have anything bad to say about him? Right? Got anything bad to say about so and so? That man just say that.
I came across that song earlier this week because, one of the hip hop media said, as I'm trying to catch up on my Gucci Mane Jeezy lore, one of the hip hop medias was Jeezy dropped diss track, right? So I heard it, but I ain't hear it. So I don't really know fully what it's about. But the way he told the story is almost maybe less aggressive than Gucci Mane's Truth, right? Because it's a diss track, but the way he said it's not a diss track, right? It's truth. This is just what happened, right? And it just happens to be Jeezy's involved in this, right? This is my story. So it almost sounds like he says he calls it therapy because, look, man, just he's doing this to kind of move past his own trauma, the verses with Gucci. He's look, I'm just airing out this shit. And he's saying, everything he said is on the track. He don't even want to talk about it, really. When people ask him about it, he's like, I'm letting the world be my therapist. I'm putting it out there. Once I wrote it, it's some burden came out. So he addressed the Gibbs thing on the track, and he addressed the
50 thing.
The 50 thing, which is funny because both of them are really good at clowning on social media because
Right.
Gibbs has right away, you know, been trolling his ass. You know,
They both immediately fired Mansell's back. 50 called shit trash. Gibbs had all kind of things to say. But yeah, right.
yeah. But so but I feel like I don't know. I'd have to hear it again, but because yeah, like it's almost funny. Like, wait a minute, it's like he's starting beef again. Like if you just go by the headline, like wait, he just got out of one. He trying to get out of one thing, but is he starting another one? But if you hear him tell the track from his perspective, it seemed like he just kind of airing out. Now I don't know if it's
He's
stuff
just
that
getting
should
his
be.
side out.
Yeah. I don't know if the track's really a diss track. Like fuck all these people, you know.
It's two people in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And it's all how people interpreted it. Again, Jeezy could have interpreted Gucci's energy in a completely different way, right? But he wasn't on that type of time, as they say, right? He wasn't on that wavelength.
Yeah.
So he let it rock. He understood. He got it. Moved on. So
Yeah, he spoke about
right,
it
it's
using
about
stuff like what you're saying right there. Like he just, you know.
it's intent.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he didn't have to interpret it like that. So while he may just be airing it out and not meaning it to be a diss or nothing like that, 50 and Freddie could see how they see it. You know what I mean? They might be interpreting it as, oh, he ain't just getting it off for explaining his piece. They might feel like it's a diss. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but it's cool they brought up the real estate. It's cool that those things are actually now becoming more known. You know, people know Jay-Z did this and that, but it's cool to see more of the people, you know, bring it up and talk about it. It's funny because it's kind of a hidden thing in hip hop, right? Like, it's not very open about what people are doing in business unless it's a fashion deal or something that's kind of in the culture or whatever the case you want to say. But it's cool to hear Westside talk about the merch side and Betty talk about the merch side, not like high-end fashion, you know, Kanye West deals with Adidas and things.
If you catch the right thing, I feel like Killer Mike talk about some of the stuff he do.
Killer Mike's brought something, right? Like it's cool to hear people, real estate, Jeezy. I've heard Cameron, you know, kind of touch on that, right? He owns franchises. Rick Ross, got something with
he got a ton. Yeah, he got a ton.
Something like that. Liquors, 50 Cent, going into films. Liquors, you know, those kind of things, you know, even going back, I guess, to Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Dame Dash, the clothing, the Armadale. I don't know if people remember Armadale. That was
I don't even know what that is.
Their first liquor. Yeah, Armadale was like the first. That was the name of like the vodka for that was under the Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Dame Dash banner. Before, I think he got like Aces and Spades and Douce or something now. But it's cool to see things past the music for the culture, right? For the culture. These things shouldn't be hidden because now it's showing a new narrative. It's showing like, yo, I know on one end, sometimes we talk from the perspective of the consumer, like, damn, these people move on. They don't do the music no more. They, you know, doing these other kind of things. But in a bigger, more macro sense, like it is kind of cool to see that. So you can see that, like, you just don't have to be a rapper. That's not the only thing to success. Or it could be a stepping stone, and you could do things in other areas that don't have to do nothing with basketball, rap, and whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? The typical avenues and stuff. You know, some people look to because that's all they see. So it's good to see, it's not just rapping. You just don't have to, you could get into business, or you can launch your own. Yeah, that's dope. It's cool to hear that, right? It's not drug dealing, it's not bricks, and nothing against the song or anything, but I'm just saying, right? Like you know, you could replace this with real estate, right? The same thing. It don't have to be that. And in fact, this is probably less risky and maybe more lucrative in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So, When
you said that there's other things, the first thing that came to mind, you sent me that song, Rolling 50 Deep. You know, the biggest surprise, there was a lot of big surprise for a lot of people. I enjoyed MOP, but, yo, the number one surprise on there for me, was Memphis Bleak, yo. I never thought I'd hear that man rap again. I never.
Yeah, that's Kayslay is a psychopath. Hey, yo, if you are ever trying to arrange a Mortal Kombat, a Kumite, galactic event where you need to summon like warriors, what was it? The power in Dragon Ball Z, the Tournament of Power.
Oh yeah,
That's what it's called.
yeah. It's Tournament of Power.
Flame of Recca, any of whatever tournament.
Where's Flame of Recca from?
Quest.
Is that an RPG?
It's an anime. It's an anime.
I know that name. I just can't remember what is it.
Tournament.
Keep talking. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
Look, yeah, look. I'm gonna try. My fault. I'm getting long-winded. I'm just saying, if you're trying to arrange like a epic event of these proportions with warriors from all around, like the best, you should probably get Kayslay to host it. Like, I'm kind of mad that Kayslay wasn't like one of the judges in Bloodsport or Quest, Mortal Kombat. I'm like upset.
Well, I don't know if Kayslay was established in like 88, 89, like past New York.
I don't care.
Stuff. I don't
care. I'm upset that he's not Kayslay. For realism.
That being said, they made like 5, 6, 7 Bloodsports, so he could have been in the other ones.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, we've had time. There's no excuse.
He just can't be in the Van Damme one, though. He can't be in the...
Kayslay should host any type of intergalactic, any type of warrior tournaments. If Kayslay's not doing it, then yeah, because that track is ridiculous. Like, yeah, Memphis Bleak. I don't even know what Kayslay was thinking with that.
It sounded like from his intro... It sounds like he just don't. Either he don't. I don't want to say he don't like it. It's kind of putting words in his mouth. He don't like the way rap is, but he definitely is like, yo, don't forget where this shit started from with the bars. He do seem very adamant about like even I don't even know if he used the word bars, but it do seem like he feels some type of way where the music is, and kind of the old head thing. But he don't say nothing too crazy, but it do sound like. Motown. However, there are 50 rappers on there, and you can tell like there are a few rappers who they don't call nobody out, but they kind of shitting on the game, So
don't forget Bloodsport. All right, that's it. Don't forget Bill. Don't forget Frank Dukes and Chong Lee. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Kong Lee, right? All. Well, no, Kong Lee was the UFC fighter. Chong Lee. That's his name. That's how you say it.
Chong Lee. Yeah, look it up. Wikipedia. Yo,
wait, is that his name in the movie, or is that his name in real? What's Boat?
Oh no, that's his name. Boat. Yeah, no, that's his name in the movie.
Yeah.
And I also said Frank Dukes, which is not Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. You want to do the.
You want that raw.
I don't know if it was a movie or anime where you bring the characters to life. There's probably several. There's a more famous one, but there's this anime I've seen where. In the world of the anime, all like just characters from animes are coming to like the real life and forced to battle for like, some kind of world, separate.
Kayslay in that shit?
Yeah, nah, he ain't in that shit.
I'm a little upset. They could have drew a black Clay's head there. They could have drew Kayslay.
The Kayslay in that one like it's just a little boy. It's like a Disney movie. It's just a little boy.
Yeah. Kayslay. So this is Kayslay.
The last thing, I think the last Jeezy mentioned, they only touched on it in the second one, in the Hot 97 interview. I texted you about it. I ain't know Jeezy also had a meeting with Joe Biden.
Oh, I explained. I did. No, you did.
I probably forgot. It's too many rappers. You telling me? Oh, I stopped at Cardi B meeting. I stopped at the Cardi B.
No. Remember I told you the Easies because Trump
right.
had Weezy and Yeezy, and Biden had Jeezy.
I can't keep track of all this. I can't even. But I do remember that. I do remember that talk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
word.
He went into more discussion about it, and it was like, man, like, he made it seem like he out there also meeting with politicians because now in the position of influence, got a chance to change things for people. So that was interesting. Just to hear.
Yeah. I don't know what he's particularly doing, but on face value,
they talked a lot about the crime bill and trying to get that changed, and that even if Biden surface level probably don't seem like the greatest thing, that at the very least for the future, maybe there's a seat at the table. There's a lot of hope in that statement, but you never know.
You gotta work what you gotta work with, right, Ice Cube? Right?
because he said, oh, here, there's one more thing about the Gucci Mane thing, but this will transition. Because, yeah, he said he met one of his people. He said he signed an artist 19 years ago, right? But he went to jail, and he said he saw him for the first time last night at the after party. And he went to jail for all that time, for 19 years, for stuff that he did, you know? But this should probably be the last thing of last night. They asked him, like, yo, man, because I told you, I saw a video of Gucci Mane at the party. I ain't seen no video of Jeezy. He said he went, but he said, y'all seen that photos? There was too many no mask going on there for my liking, and he left his head. Cause yo,
how Stacey Abrams told y'all right before.
Did you see what she said? Did she talk about mask? I know she talked about.
She talked about COVID. She brought it up. Know what I mean?
I didn't remember that. I know. I remember she brought up the Georgia senator runoff in January. I don't remember the COVID part, but
yeah, my album's dropping. Caught my mixtape in February, right?
But
right.
But yo. If you see the video, that shit look like a normal club. A normal club. Just people on top of people on top of people and not one mask on, dude. That shit just look.
That COVID post Jeezy Gucci.
It don't exist no more, dog. Atlanta defeated it. It's over. But yeah, now that looked like literally normal times. Like that shit. I ain't seen that in a minute. That shit looked like a pack club, so
that sounds yeah.
It looked like the normal, like, we're going over the fire marshal's limit and we're gonna keep going anyway, you know. like so that was interesting to see. I ain't really seen those in a while.
Yeah, no, you know, yeah, nobody cared about none of that.
But yeah, that was the hot topic for the week. You got any other things, or should I start pulling from my list?
No, I've been like just catching random. I don't even know. That was probably the biggest thing that I saw.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
And it's fresh too because it happened yesterday.
In the world, the only other thing that was interesting was that age reversing article I read. And I didn't even finish reading it. That I
the
sent
telomeres. I don't know how you say that word. Telomeres.
Yeah,
I think I've heard that. So that was Tom Bilyeu's thing mentioned. I barely understand it.
Right. So that was pretty interesting.
What was interesting is they used oxygen. They said they used oxygen to do that, and you know, obviously it's a basic article, so I don't really fully understand it. But they said like just oxygenating them a lot or something. And it just made me think, and might be simple-minded on my part, but man, maybe that Wim Hof meditation, take that shit seriously, because when you do that, you over-oxygenate the body, you know, and that might be good.
Might be something a little more to it.
Yeah.
A little connection there.
Maybe that's why he's doing all these things as an old man still, you know? So, I don't know. But yeah, no, that's definitely interesting. Be curious. And then if all it is just oxygen, it's like that don't even seem too unrealistic to, like, I don't know, get that to the people. I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna happen next year, right? Knowing the way things work, but it don't seem like.
Nah, sorry, buddy. I know you thinking. I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
Delivering oxygen should be easy. Air, right? No, friend. I'm sorry. If oxygen is the cause, is the catalyst to reverse aging, you best believe oxygen will become whatever oxygen that does that, become the most expensive, hard delivered thing you could possibly get. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to somebody about money being spent in charities, and I won't go too deep into it. But you know, you still see the feed the hungry, feed the poor, all this money we spent decades on these problems and stuff like that. We still can't seem to get food delivered to these poor people. I think it's the same kid that's hungry. They keep showing me. He's like 15 now. I mean, still hungry. None of the money done did a damn thing. Meanwhile, Amazon could deliver anything to you anything.
They just added
Cruise ship.
Amazon Pharmacy just in time for the COVID.
They'll deliver a cruise ship to you full of your prescriptions in 2 days. 2 days. Anything. But
food is fresh, so it's actually same
fresh
day.
Food.
For the same day.
Same day. But we can't feed the poor. Our schools suck. Right? So I'm just saying that to say I had a deeper conversation about that. That if oxygen is actually really good and can cure all sorts of things, you better believe that no, it will not be deliverable. It will not be easy to get. It will be very expensive. And no, I know you would think you would think we could get rice to people all over the planet in a day.
Scientists. We're gonna have street scientists selling that oxygen on the wayside.
It's not the utopian oxygen cure that you think it will be. If that's how it becomes.
You better do that Wim Hof. That shit's free. You know what I mean?
Nah. You better practice up, homie. Nah, I know that article sounded hopeful. But yeah, work on your meditation and breathing shit, all right? Unless you got money or something. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Sad, nonsensical, cartoonish almost, the things that we prescribe and believe sometimes. Or I'm just super naive about stuff. But I feel like just the accomplishments of technology and medicine in recent times and just some of the things that we're able to do, I feel like some of the things that we're not able to do or get right, it just makes me question if we're actually trying to get it right or not.
I think no, a lot of this is gonna go into speculation, right? But it's easy to pull like. I'll go with a more realistic thing. I think our biggest and best minds are probably working on the most frivolous things because they pay more. And not necessarily all frivolous, because but I'm sure to be more kind, an Elon Musk can probably pay you more than some cancer place, like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's because Elon Musk is trying to trailblaze, and we kind of talked about this, I think, a little bit before too. But I agree with you. But yeah, there's resistance to that. So I don't think it's that the people working on the problems aren't also smart. I just don't think they're actually overall holistically working to actually solve the problem, right? Because if a dude can turn an unprofitable business in a completely new market to completely disrupt a very big market that has a very stronghold in itself, the oil industry, the traditional car manufacturing industry. And yeah, working for Tesla might be tough. It might be a hard work environment or whatever the case, complaints you may hear. But if that dude can take people's money and some of his own money, right? No government, not government money, big money, taxes from everybody, including you and the people that gave you the money, right? Not that much money. He could take money from people and make this happen. Get workers and get people to do this stuff, right? Electric cars, make it scalable. Fight for it. Go through the ups and downs, but push for the innovation. Seems like it's turning the corner, doing okay. So if that dude could do that, what probably a fraction of the money that we've spent over time on all kind of different kind of crazy things, then are y'all really trying to solve the problem on certain things? I'm not necessarily saying that finding the cure for a disease is I don't know. But certain things like feeding the poor, it sounds like an Amazon problem. Like pretty sure Amazon could deliver a bag of rice and food goods to planet Earth in a month. I bet you if you told Jeff Bezos that was a challenge for him to deliver a meal to all of planet Earth in a month, I bet you they pull it off. If they can't do it now.
Well, who's the day, right? Because you could argue now Jeff
I don't know.
could do that, right? But he's busy doing his business things and trying to
Whoever's
get to the
working on
moon.
solving world hunger.
Is
Whoever's
anyone
working on
even
trying
doing
to,
that, or is it just these kind of
clearly
charities?
not.
these kind of
Clearly,
charity
this
things,
is
you know?
what we're talking.
Yeah,
This is what we're talking about, Abraham. This is
like,
what we're talking about, right? This is you
so, but
exactly.
this is
Who's
what we
today?
go back to the best mind thing. There's profit in the Amazon thing. Ain't no profit in charity unless there is, and I just don't understand.
Nah, see, but people's motivations aren't always profit. So I don't think that only the smartest people work on the things that make the most money. That's not true,
Would you say a
right?
majority or no?
No, I don't know if that's. I don't know enough to say this true.
All
I
right.
don't know that people that are in research make a whole lot of money. I don't know that astronauts make a whole lot of money. I don't know that physicists make a whole lot of money, right? Like I don't know that everybody that is discovering things and solving problems is necessarily in it because it makes a lot of money. Sure, there's probably a lot of smart people in fields where you make a lot of money. It's also probably true that if you're in a field that requires high intelligence, you're probably being paid a lot of money too, right? Smart shit ain't cheap either, right? So if you are a rocket scientist, I'd kind of expect you to just be making a lot of money anyway, but it varies across fields. There's smart people not necessarily getting paid a lot, and there's smart people getting paid a lot. Some people motivated by different kind of things. But sure, let's say that it's where the money is. Well, how much money are these charities getting? I'm not saying it's Tesla money or anything like this. So there's no money in solving actual world problems. There's nothing in it. The government can't write a blank check. War on drugs. They'll spend billions on stuff. Hammer it with money. Bury it. Nothing will get done. You saying that there's no money collectively for society's illest problems that we all agree across the board are bad and need to get fixed, but now there's no money for it, or it's not smart. It's not enough money to attract smart people. I'm not rolling with that.
I mean, I don't know.
That don't sound.
I was so.
It's money there. It's all kind of. That's why it's charities everywhere. They just ain't spending the money on that. Them people smart. They real. Depend what you want to be smart for. They solving a problem. It just ain't that. So my bank account a problem with this tax charity, whatever the hell kind of thing. Yeah, nah, you ain't dumb.
On the issue of hunger, right? Because you mentioned the hunger thing, like I don't know, we're talking about smart, like maybe the best things are not being done. So I want to say maybe it was last week tonight or some show I was watching, but they bring up the fact that I guess we pulled out of one of these things that Trump pulled us out of, right? It was probably one of the disease ones, right? And he mentions that I was gonna say company. I don't know if it's a company, but whatever organization it is, right? In certain places in I want to say Africa, they were able to reduce certain diseases to zero. Which sounds like kind of insane, but they're pretty much able to eradicate like certain diseases. And I'm like wondering like if some of these charities have been able to end hunger. Obviously not in the world, but in just one of the places that were a target for them.
And maybe they have, and I just wouldn't know because they don't
Yeah.
tell us those things, and I just see the ask for money. And I don't know how those disease problems are solved, but apparently there were people capable of solving it.
It's solvable, right? Yeah. It seems so. So
sure.
I was surprised by some of that. Like to even learn.
You surprised that people could solve problems? Why so?
No, not that they can solve problems, but just some of these things. Like I think, again, given the narrative, I've grown up with, you tend to think like, all right,
these things shouldn't get solved.
No, not that they shouldn't be solved, that they're not going to be solved.
Right, no, that's what I meant. But it'll never get solved. There's not enough charity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But look at what's right next to you though. Right, so you're right. I believe
yeah.
There's kind of the narrative that like these things can't be solved, right? We don't have no proof of them being solved, right? More imagine a world without these things, right? However, right next to that, you have a history and track record, not just in modern times, You have a track record of us as a species discovering and solving, to us in our own frame of reference, some of the most amazing things, discoveries, taking pictures of black holes, pictures from space, missiles that can hunt you down, missiles that can loop the earth, missiles that can destroy earth, energy that can power cities, surgeries, medicines, eradication of diseases, on and on and on, computers that could process more than you could possibly think they could process, on the cutting edge of all sorts of things. We talk now about machine learning, artificial intelligence, things, capabilities the government has, technology, right? All of that next to just to what you, right? Next to, oh, did they get any of the country? Did they solve this in any of the countries?
Yeah.
Hunger, feeding people, word, can't figure that out. No money, none of that. But I could blast you with a laser from Venus with the accuracy of a needle, you know what I'm saying? And then use your brain that I blow up to do something else amazing with it, put it in somebody else's head, right? All this amazing thing. What is it? The money? Is it? What is it? Or is it that we just not trying to solve those problems? Are there other roadblocks or agendas to not solve those problems, right? Because it's hard to believe that we could do so much, and then in some areas we just suck balls completely. Like simple shit is just, hey, I don't know, man. We got Einstein on it. He can't figure out how to deliver this food. I mean, I don't know. Jeff, Elon, anybody got any ideas? Brightest word, like, right. We ain't trying to solve that shit. That's why people trying to do other shit. So I don't be wanting to hear about the shit. They ain't giving you $5 for nothing. Fuck out of here.
It's not prioritized. How do we make it prioritized?
People actually have to care about fixing these things.
Damn, I was gonna how does that happen? But I guess
you mean like how do we get people to care about doing those things? I don't know. I guess we need to take them seriously, right? Like the people that are in positions need to really do these things, or if regular people actually care about it, hold these places accountable, ask these questions. It's not that all charities are bad. There are charities that actually give to the people that need it or the groups that they support. So this ain't a knock on every charity or nothing, but there's shenanigans going on. And at the end of the day, we have a terrible track record in some areas. Education's been getting worse according to their own assessments of things. I don't know if that's currently the case, right? All sorts of areas we're falling off and not doing good yet. We're breaking into the future. Know what I'm saying? About to be able to teleport 6 months from now. People tell me they can't feed the poor. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. You buy that if you want to. If you believe that, like we either really an interesting species or
we just don't want to.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. We just don't want to. I don't know. Flying cars is real now, by the way. Know what I'm saying? But people still the same kids.
Flying Uber,
Africa or South America. Same crying kids. Why we still got crying kids in these? Why?
We got flying Ubers in the I want to say the Emirates.
Yeah, I bet we do.
We do.
But we do. Yeah, you right. Facts. We got all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit that costs a lot of money too. Money. It's probably not a lot of research in super innovative agriculture. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm just talking out of my ass, right? But even just in terms of feeding people, like it's just we not be going hard on shit or some shit people ain't really trying to change like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Should be. I don't know. That's just me. we pretty ill. We got a track record of being very ill, discovering very crazy things. All people from all over the earth, from all cultures, all parts of time. I mean, from the pyramids to algebra being discovered. I don't know. You pick and choose where you want to look and see that we was able to do crazy stuff, but we can't feed poor people. Can't get that right. Decades, money. Infrastructure. Okay, I'm all right. Word. Okay, you right. I'm just saying we pretty ill. I feel like we could do a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to shit on us. I'm just saying we do some pretty ill shit. Figure we could probably figure that out. You know, we could at least deliver rice to people.
One day.
Yeah, maybe you can dream.
Maybe the drones.
Salute Amazon.
The drones.
Wink.
When we switch to drones.
Yeah, nah, we're drones. Yeah, no, all that shit. Nah, you're right.
All right, I'm gonna go down some of these. These are like talk topics I wrote down throughout the week. Let me try to read this first because this one's big, so I can act correctly. Basically, this one is like, is going back to music. Why are labels so slow, right? Because you got Westside just left, Conway gonna leave. They've been signed since 2017, I believe. They're like album 1 just happened. Like in terms of the Shady's albums, you know. And I thought the Fear of God album was on there, but I think it's not. I think it's on Griselda. Like the Benny one is on. Okay. Well, Benny's not. He never was on Shady.
Right.
But basically, like, why the late? Because it's not just Shady. That's just one example for now for us. But why are labels just so slow? Like, you had these guys, you signed them for a reason, right? Let me see. From a king to a god, Griselda. So it's on Griselda, Drumwork, Empire. I want to say that's almost where Benny thing might be on. But
his other album got pushed back.
The Shady one?
Whatever he's so yeah, the Shady one got pushed back for Conway to 2021.
Yeah, no. My thing is they've been signed since 2017, so why it take them so long? And not so much Shady specifically, but just all labels. This ain't new. Like, and now in the technology, it's just embarrassing now. You know what I mean? In the technology world where you can do it yourself. Like, I don't really know what's going in there. I ain't part of Griselda or nothing, but outside looking in, it kind of looked like they bubbling off the work they did, and not cause the Shady bump. Now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not giving them any credit. You know, because even signing was a big news. I remember when they got signed. I didn't know who they were. I just know they got signed.
Right.
But it almost seemed like, all right, maybe the signing thing was the rocket or something like hey, there's a blip, but outside looking in, it's still like they just kept doing their thing, and it almost, again, outside looking in, like they got more work done doing their thing than label output. You know, I ain't talking about promo or nothing, but I mean, just like, why it take so long for this one album to come out? What's this one out? What magic is gonna be on this album, this Shady Conway album that I ain't get from Conway on all the stuff he dropped this year, let alone before? You know, like, what magical powers are these beats gonna have from a major label? You know what I mean? Like, so what is it? What really drives it so long? Like, everybody, he drops albums by himself. Like, what specialness is this gonna be that they couldn't have been just turning them out? You know?
I mean, outside of, I guess, because they churn out their own stuff, so it's interesting, obviously, right? Like, they can do it this way. Why wouldn't a bigger organization, more resources, be able to do that quicker, faster, whatever? Then you could argue maybe they manage multiple artists. There's other priorities. But it's still 2017, right? Like, that's a real long time. 3 years. Doesn't take 3 years to do, right? Come on, that's
you hear West talk about, he make them albums
5 minutes,
a week, right? Is too long. You know, he make them albums real quick.
Takes 10 minutes to do, right? Nothing takes that long. So I don't know specifically what it is, but in a broad sense, I'm going to chalk it up to what we just talked about.
It's not a priority.
Old things not being priorities. People liking things the way that they are.
They don't want to change.
People not allowing innovation. People not wanting to change, and people wanting to keep things the same because maybe in some way, shape, or form it benefits them the most. maybe there's ways that it actually will benefit them more, but they still might just be resistant to change it until it's too late. And then you see everybody chasing, right? Oh, they're doing it now, and it's actually, and then you see people change when they have to, when survival's at stake. But if it's not, keep things the old way. So I don't, why? What logical reason? If they could clearly do release on a cadence that's ridiculous, right? With so much work, everybody's stuff, features, all this thing, bottom. Who's doing that? Magic? Why can't the label do that? Wouldn't it be in their interest to do this? More money, more products, or maybe some old kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe you can only got to keep people down for 2 years before it makes. I don't know. Sound like old status quo things. That's what it sound like. What do you think it is?
I don't know. It just seemed like it's a pattern that's always gone on. Yo, we can go back to Nas album 3, I Am. And that shit leaked to the streets. I don't know how they leaking back then. Internet's bootleggers still selling CDs outside of Old Navy. But yeah, I remember buying that bootleg. I had several Nas bootlegs from that era. Like belly button window, all that shit. Yeah, that shit. It just take time. Or look, yo, Nas is a great one, right? He got the Hit a Boy album come out. That got made this year. He said more than half of that, or at least half of that, was done post-COVID, right? Post-March. I always make fun. This is a dope-ass song, but 2 DJ Khaled albums ago, Nas dropped a song, Nas album done. For the album that was done, or at least he said it was almost done when you asked him about it, and the album never came out. That was never like even Nas, who got control of himself at this point, but him being like a labelish, that he does own mass appeal, so it's like I don't know what this is, I don't know why is this like a struggle at the majors. I don't even know, mass appeal is probably not a major, but he come from the major framework, plus he got other things to do, so he might not be the best example. Got that VC life, I don't know. But Young Nas is a good example when it was just music, what's Nas's bar? Never on schedule, always on time, right? Because them albums would always be late or pushed back or whatever, Like, it's just historically been. I don't even know if it's a thing in all music, but definitely in hip hop, it was the making fun of albums being pushed back. But now it just seemed like the machines were too slow. And it's one thing to be 2015, right? Everybody could just put out their mixtape on Dat Piff or whatever, or even before then. But, dude, it's been 5 years, right? You could adjust.
None take that long.
5 years. You can't. Yeah, you could. I know it don't, but it's been 5 years. Life. I'm giving them the benefit.
You could have saved the world in that amount of time. You could have stopped world hunger in 5 years. 5 years. Could have released this album. Look at the problems we have. Look, see, this is what I'm talking about. Can't even get albums out in years. Just a CD with some songs.
Nah, ain't CDs, dude. It's streaming 99% of this.
Yo, whatever.
It's like
whatever.
You ain't gotta make nothing.
They already recorded.
You ain't gotta make nothing physical. I mean, you ain't gotta make nothing physical. You know what I mean?
They can't deliver. I think a lot of people need to have a chat with Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos to be a consultant for a lot of people to just get them to deliver things, right? Like 2 days, I could get all kind of things. Amazon, they ship you damn near anything in 2 days. Like, the labels need to talk to him about how to get albums out quicker. But all jokes aside, there has to be a reason for that. Maybe there's some things we're ignorant to. I'm sure there's like clearance thing. I'm sure there's other things that could possibly take up some time before an album is released. I'm sure they consider things like the timing. I'm sure there's like other metrics and things that they look at. However, right, like 5 years, unless that's an actual strategy, which it never is because it's always announced and gets pushed back. So my guess is as good as yours, but I gotta think it's a reason. Isn't this how you guys are making money? Or one of the ways? So wouldn't you want these things to kind of, not come out every 5 years or take so long to come out so you can make money from it? But I don't
I
know.
want to focus primarily on Griselda, but I guess that's just the one that's in my head right now. But it's just kind of like it
Seems
still
shady.
seemed,
No pun intended.
yeah, it seemed like the same record label hell. You know what I mean? That was always the case. And not so much. I'm not saying it's going on shady, but I just mean in general, the reason seemed to be for all the slowdown of all macro, of all record label hell, which usually means that it's not that it can't deliver, but maybe somebody just got a different idea or vision than what you did. Obviously, this is what makes West Side, and I like to poke fun at him for it. But maybe, but I wouldn't want him to change. I want him to do what he likes doing. But I always make fun of him, right? He rapping on these floaty beats with no drums. I don't know. Maybe somebody at the label, like, dude, can't get one beat on here, dog. like we can't. Now you ruining his creativity by doing that. But like, I don't know. Maybe that creates a bit of a blockade, or something. Because you would always hear that all the time, right? Like, I want to rap about A, but I just heard Nick Cannon. With Royce the 5'9". I don't know who edited that podcast because Nick Cannon sound like this and Royce sound like this. But that aside, the volumes. So I really like Royce because I really wanted to hear. That was painful to listen to. But Nick Cannon told a story of his. I didn't know he wanted to be a rapper and a producer at some point. Like he wanted to take those things seriously. I forgot he made music. I don't even remember. I know he just told me the story about making music, but I can't really pull that out of my head that he make music, like, because I don't have any visions of him making music. But he said
Nick Cannon did rap.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. You know what? I more remember like the Eminem disses, but I don't remember like the serious attempt at music.
I don't know if it's something you should necessarily
I'm good.
remember.
But he said he had this flip
he
of Parents Don't Understand, right? Of Will Smith. And he was saying, and he's saying that wasn't his idea. He made some rap shit, but the label was like, yo, I want to do we got this Parents Don't Understand, because they were selling him on that Nickelodeon audience he was coming from, So then he took the Parents Don't Understand. I think he tried to like kind of compromise and take it, and he said he did a hip hop thing again off of it, and then added Petey Pablo, and he's like, all right, this would be dope. And then the manager calls him. He's like, look, man, you don't do this Parents Don't Understand shit, they gonna just drop you, So he just was like, all right, bet, I guess parents just don't understand it is, So yeah, I don't know if that's part of the slowness. It's just like, I want to do me, and the labels are like, but the vision, whatever vision that is, but because I feel like if they wanted to deliver, they could deliver, probably, right? Probably.
Right. The interesting thing is that this is shady, which is, Eminem, who's an artist. So that's sad, almost kind of sad to know that happened. It's different if it's just some suit who's just, trying to do what he's going to try to do. Like, okay, well, that's kind of what you expect those dudes to do, right? Like, to be fair, right? Like, well, that's the angle he's going to take, I guess you got to compromise somewhere, right? In all reality and fairness, but damn, like, we same, right? Like, brother, cavemen too, right? Artists too. You create, I create too. Why you make creation bad for me, right? Like, it's
again, ain't no stories. I'm pulling this out my ass, but I always say, man, I feel like that's a bit of a conflict of interest. I see this shit in wrestling all the time, especially him more than others, because he definitely still trying to be the best he can be. He ain't trying to he ain't trying to put like he ain't trying to do doo-doo bars. You know, he's still trying to be a killer.
But who else is on Shady that
I'm
matters?
sure someone is on there, but I mean,
that matters
I
in
don't
the
know.
sense that
I don't know.
the matters to the culture right
probably
now.
Nobody.
You don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
Probably nobody. Yeah,
right. No, it ain't.
Just
I ain't heard of nobody on Shady but Griselda. So that's
real quick
more
before we fully blame him,
because he kind of keeping them. Griselda is kind of breathing life into Shady.
them. Yeah, you would think.
Outside of Eminem's recent releases with the Kamikaze and the Music to Be Murdered To.
And this is not the first time they had label shit. This is turning into us going on Shady, but right.
It is what it is.
Joe Budden's group.
You know what I'm saying?
Joe Budden's group.
Right, Slaughterhouse.
Yes, thank you, because I forgot. I forgot, like Slaughterhouse.
It's not his group either, but yeah, Slaughterhouse.
Well, it is when you don't remember the name of the group.
And you just Joe Budden's group.
I can't. Joe Budden's in my head like every 3 days.
You'd appreciate that, yeah. No, he'd be like, yeah,
Joe Budden's in my head every 3 days. Look, I love hearing Crooked Eye talk, man, but. My man literally said he ain't doing no podcast till COVID over because he likes in person. He don't like the Zoom, so he's not in my mind. And Joe Ortiz definitely. I don't follow him on nothing. So like I like him. I'm just saying he ain't out here doing podcasts unless I just don't see them.
Royce pops in here.
Yeah, Royce I follow, and now he got the Lupe. I love Royce. So
that's true.
Yeah, right. But Joe Budden got the most famous one of all, like podcast wise. He got the most famous platform. So he just in my head.
Sure.
What up? Oh yeah, they also have creative differences with Shady too. It seems like again we don't really know what happened, but from the little bit we do know, it do seem like that creative difference is just. And people say that album's dope, but who knows if we ever get to hear it now? It's just there now, you know. Yeah. So, but before we fully hate on the Eminem thing, the person we never bring up who maybe is the real reason for all this, right? The businessman, right? The one who ain't rapping. It's probably Paul Rosenberg, right?
You know, I didn't even say that. Yeah.
The Shadows, right? I mean, he's famous, but you know, he's not out there on the stage, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he got some thoughts on things, because if he's not rapping, he got more time, right? This is his primary, so maybe that
Eminem probably trusts him.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Especially when
I still expect Eminem to balance it and have a sensitive part for the creative aspect of it.
Maybe, man, but I feel like a lot of these
that's
things.
My expectation.
I don't know. A lot of these. I'm an artist. I don't know. Just being in the game and coaching. It's it just hasn't always.
Then don't sign no. Then don't do that. Then don't do that. Don't do that. Then do your thing.
In that time, that's always been the move, though, right? Rough Riders label and all that. You know, that's always been the move. That's always been the move.
Let them do their thing. Like, they're not even in the same space. Again, if we were talking about them.
Without knowing anything. To me, this should have been so easy. Just sign them. You'll do whatever y'all want. Let's just be putting.
You'll do whatever you want. Y'all doing good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be all in it. Yo, Seamless. That's some fire forget shit. What? I got a group of people that they just
make.
I don't even have.
You ain't got to talk.
I don't even got to guide it. This dude already curating it and making hits or whatever the case. Like,
yeah.
Good. Yo. Continue on. This is the best type of management. These are the type of workers you want. I don't even got to tell y'all nothing. Just collect checks. Don't get no better than this. Why can't all artists be this and take this initiative? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jeez. I don't know, man. I don't know. This turned into a shady thing, but it ain't just them. It's all labels be slow as fuck.
No, you're right. No, but I'm disappointed in Shady. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I am. And I get the conflict of interest part, and I get that, but it's kind of disappointing. And I don't know what Eminem does it. I don't really know what goes on, but just to know that Eminem, one of the most unique, creative, rappers we hail in hip hop, and came in with a very different style, and was super embracing all of that to, hear this kind of stuff. It's kind of like,
It's
oh,
sad.
really?
It's sad.
Yeah, I
You
expect
would
it from the
want
Suits.
the dope lyricists to be with each other. So yeah.
Right. And if it was from the Suits, I'd be like, yeah, Suits are gonna suit, right? Like, all right, yeah, I don't know what you think was gonna happen messing with the Suits, right? But for this to kind of be it, it's kind of like, oh, okay. I don't know. But we don't really know exactly what happened. But no, that's disappointing.
But I don't know. That was just some why and then we've talked about this, but I think
Eminem's bumped a few points down in my book, by the way, right? Gucci
Jeezy
up
Gucci
plus
Jeezy,
five,
stock
plus
up,
5 agility. They've been buffed plus 5 agility. Eminem's down 10 power.
I was gonna say 10.
Stats.
I was gonna say 10.
Yeah, down 10. Yep. See, we're on the same page.
Yeah. Don't worry, another Sneak Attack album probably coming in December. You know,
he'll explain himself.
Apology album number 3.
I don't know. Right.
We kind of talk about it, but I'll bring it up again. It's because in the same interview, right? What interview am I even talking about? Oh, I guess from it was the Joe Budden statement. The Joe Budden, why in rap do we gotta is the only profession where you gotta move safely? We kind of already talked about this, but I mean, I just had that written here. I mean, look at the first thing we talked about, right? Gucci, Jeezy. If we look, and it goes on and on and on. It goes on and on. Let alone with everything that just happened, right? All the shootings, the people we mentioned earlier.
It's just a lot of people. It's not that rap is the only place where people need to move around with security, because that's 100% false. A lot of people have security. A lot of people have good reason to security. And
when he asks that, he probably means maybe more creative, fun profession.
I know, but I'm just paying. I'm gonna still cut through to get it all out.
Yeah.
Because like there's still populations of there's reasons why other people we never heard of have security too, maybe even more security than rappers, right? Because they're aware that there are also threats to them, but these things don't occur as often. But in hip hop, particularly, that whole street mentality element, which is comes from all kind of different things, have a whole discussion on that. It's just very prominent in a lot of the celebrities, and they're tied to a lot of different things and mentalities and how, where they're coming from. And so, it's almost like, I don't know. It's just almost like part of the culture of it. It's almost just like, it's like gang culture, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Or at the very least, that aspect of gang, street culture, criminal culture, whatever you want to call it, is applied to people that are, murkily walking those lines in the rap game, or have a relationship, or portray themselves to be like that. I think those things, are around or come to those people. And so we see the things that we see. Again, I don't think, I don't know how Black Thought moves. You know what I mean? I don't know how Common moves. I don't know how Talib Kweli moves, or Killer Mike moves, or even Eminem to a certain degree. I'm sure they all have security to some extent. But right, like when I think of those people, I don't see them in certain environments or certain things going on, whereas other people, even just off of what they're talking about in their music, right? Like, unless you're just making all of this shit up on some Slim Jesus shit, like sound like you've been around or seen, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
So those things around, and apparently getting a lot of money isn't the solution to stopping these things for some reason. So clearly making money isn't the reason. It's not people don't have money, people want to rob each other, or if somebody don't got, that can't be it. And Maul brought that up on the Joe Budden podcast. So it's a mentality thing. It's a mental thing. It's a training, a socialization. Just react that way, right?
Mm.
Gucci, right? Like pain. I don't know. But it seems to be very I don't know, it's very particular hip hop because I don't know actually the stats on anything else, but
Other
it's definitely
professions.
something we
If
definitely see
anything,
a lot.
I was gonna say like yeah, because stats aside, if anything, it's not hidden. Like, because maybe other professions is hidden, right? We don't see it at surface level. This is surface level. Surface level. You know what I mean?
Right.
My man's
But
in
like I said, I
Walmart.
think
Benny's at Walmart, dude. Like, he ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean?
we
Just
spoke
like,
we spoke about it before. If you go through the history, right?
yeah,
Like J Master J, that just recently came out. Sound like some street shit was involved.
yeah,
Big L, sound like there's some kind of street things involved. Tupac, street things involved. Biggie, possibly, right?
yeah.
Street things involved. Who else was Scott LaRock,
Mm.
right? Recent ones, unknown people that are rappers or artists or whatever, or trying to get into the game, but
I
they
don't
from
even
wherever.
remember his name.
Countless ones.
Dude, when I
Um,
used to do the weekly house parties, I couldn't get on the highway, right? One night, and it was all locked up. And then someone told me, yeah, they close down the highways when there's a shooting. And they told me what it was a local rapper, and I can't remember his name, but it was the rapper I told you. Like, oh, it was a video here. You know, he was doing gangster activities. You know, um,
mm,
but yeah, like even him, his is a local rapper. He's just getting like SoundCloud plays. You know what I mean? Like just SoundCloud plays from what I understood. You know, not even at the
mm.
real level, just the SoundCloud level, like the 25,000 K, if I remember correctly. But the
Proof.
the street things.
It's
Yeah,
proof. Some other names: XXX, Tech, Tentacion,
yeah.
um, Chinks, Stack Bundles from New York. Both like people that had like real buzzes in that era. They were like up and coming. Street things, street things. King Vaughn, Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle. Right? It's a common denominator in a lot of these things. Bankroll Fresh. I like remember seeing some things about him
Oh, they mentioned him
on
last night. Yeah,
on Vlad and the dude that killed him, the Jacka from California. The dude was telling me about that when I was out there, but he was killed. Um, and there's a lot of other like people here that I'm not even familiar with. Um, Bugs. Um, it's a lot of and there's a lot of people not here. These are like probably the most notable. Soldier Slim. These
yeah.
are probably the most notable people in hip hop. But there's a slew, like just Chicago alone. I don't know if you want to call them rappers or not, but street things,
Yeah.
common denominator, right? It don't take a rocket scientist, or at least start the process of elimination. Um, and I doubt the list is this long for in any other genre of murder. I'm sure there's some. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm sure there's some
Do you,
murders,
how,
and I wonder the context of them too. Like, I wonder what the lore is actually behind them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how would we change this? Would we have to change this from the top? You think, like from the hip hop game itself, or would we just have to change this at the street level and like everybody's micro community got to begin to change?
I think it's a holistic approach. I think it's not one thing. I think it starts at home. I guess.
Yeah,
I guess is if you're talking about a start or a cycle, then it starts with children. So that starts with parents and the environment that they're being grown up in and what they're observing and what they're learning is normal and what they're learning is the right thing to do and what they're learning is right. So I think part of the story starts there. That's arguably education to some degree, parenting, whatever. Um, Part of it is right, like what's going on in the community, I guess, what people are doing, right? More like what's around you and environments and how we portraying these kind of things, because part of the culture kind of glorifies these kind of things. These are kind of cool things. These are kind of things that you need. These are kind of things that make you real in certain spaces or make you feel safe. There's a uh, some illusion that these things are necessary, and in people's real lives they, at least to some people, they are necessary, or maybe right, like I can't speak for people's experiences, but some people may believe these things are necessary for them to, I don't know, survive, live good. I don't know. I don't know. uh, I mean, I do know, but not specifically for each person. But yeah, stop talking about these things as much. Stop glorifying these things as much. Maybe putting them in better context. Right? It's gonna take a lot of stuff, but yeah, that's what I would say. It's gonna take multi approaches. You know what I'm saying? People stop continuing it. That's already hurt, right? Like on some Jeezy and Gucci thing, like putting some things to rest. Like, yeah, it's gonna take a lot of different actors and stakeholders to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ideally, make it happen anyway.
Mm. I was trying to see if I have anything more on this. Otherwise, I got the next one.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like, man, like even I almost feel like, and maybe this is just the I don't know, conspiracy guy in me. Even when people gonna want to change, I could almost feel like they might be some labels just still kind of like wanting to put out, just certain content to keep it going,
Right. And one of the parties that I didn't mention, and the people that are the stakeholders and that need to play a part in making it better, is us. We have to stop buying
The
it.
consumer.
We have to stop saying that these things are cool
Yeah.
and deserve money, because everybody loves money. Everybody's chasing that. So you have to de incentivize that thing.
If we made Talib Kweli Drake, everything would have been different.
I think, would he necessarily be as big as Drake? I don't know, but we
No,
could make
I
him.
guess, man, I
We
asked
could
that
tell the
wrong.
narrative that he's cooler, and
If
I think
Kweli
more
had
people
the
would.
Drake fan base, then everybody might be copying him instead of the that spectrum. You know what I mean?
If we told the story that
Yeah.
Talib Kweli is super dope and that this is the ill, yeah, could we do that? I guess. Would it necessarily work out like Drake? Like, I don't know, but it would be. I bet you he'd be bigger than what he is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but I just
And
meant
be
in the
cool.
hypothetical, like right, if literally in that world, Kweli already is the number one rapper, like not just in opinion, but like in sales,
Mm,
So that's what I meant. Like, if it's a fact that like everybody's just seeing Kweli, Common, like those rappers, then right, everybody want to be like Mike, right? In that perspective, then
right.
we're all copying that. Maybe it is a whole different thing.
Right, right. No, I got, yeah,
That's what I
right,
meant.
right,
Yeah.
right, right. And we could do that. We could, you know what I'm saying? Like propel those people as consumers, and the labels would have to abide by the rules of the market, right? Money never sleeps, Gordon Gecko shit, right?
Yeah.
So Yo, they like the Talib shit. I don't know. They'll be trying to force people to talk conscious stuff, right? And it'll be the exact opposite. Maybe you want to remove that gun part in there and right? And maybe throw something in there about saving the children. I got the school, you know what I'm saying? That's what the suits will be telling you then, right? Right? We dictate part of this too. So we all got a little bit of power in how we could shape it if we want to. But I like Griselda. I can't sit here and say I listen to Chance the Rapper all day or
Other
Common,
positive
Talib
people, yeah.
Kweli. None of them
Kanye
motherfuckers is
religious
in my
albums.
playlist. No disrespect to none of them because
Kanye
I
religious
do.
albums, you know.
Right. I'm still, and I like it for different reasons. I like to think that I'm more nuanced and I could take it into a different context, but nonetheless, I like Zelda. I listen to Ill Bill. I listen, a lot of my favorite rappers are talking about these things, about bad things, and aren't necessarily promoting good ideas in some cases. Not all. And I get it, but I still right, like I still support it. So and where does that start? Right. But I already mentioned that stakeholder. It starts with inside, right? Like that's a perceptive for me to change is to maybe be like, all right, this stuff's cool. I could appreciate it for what it is, but if I really don't mess with this kind of stuff and I really don't want to hear this kind of stuff, then maybe I should put it down and or only listen to the things that we're talking about and not listen to those things. Don't mean I hate them or anything like that, but right, like I could choose to not consume those things. I could only stream Talib Kweli and other artists. I could only buy their stuff and support them and subscribe to their YouTubes, right? I could do that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, I'd be bumping what Machine Gun do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy.
Mm.
I ain't mad, but we gotta still at least talk about it. Gotta put the idea out, right? Possibility of changing, the idea that you could change.
Manifest.
Right? So hey, that's a step. I mean.
There you go. Other thing I was watching the Howard Hughes movie at my mom's yesterday. And I paused it. It was on demand. And some shit happened to the TV. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it had an ad on it with a cute. See, my mom has cable. I should have prefaced it with that. She has cable too. I'm not used to that. I haven't had cable in a minute. So I paused it and there's an ad going on the screen. And then there's a QR code to the right. And I'm like, man, is this like where ads are going? Like in a world where everything's on demand, right? Ain't no time for ads. Now they putting an ad in the pause screen. I was just like, man, they looking for it. And I don't know, I just found that interesting. Like, man, like even though it's you pausing it, you probably gonna do something else, check your phone, whatever. But I guess it's maybe something that, and they give you the option to hit the button to make it go away, but it's like still the ad's there already. And I'm like, man, like in a world where like we're constantly getting rid of it, the ad pops up during the pause button. And I was like, that's interesting. That was an interesting counter, because you'll at least see it even if you're just gonna get rid of it. In theory, I guess you could do that with Spotify and music, right? Now I'm gonna just play an ad, but you don't care about this, so you only hear a section of it, but it's still there, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting to see, like the future of advertisement in a world where we're constantly the new media is phasing it out, the older advertisements of just normal 30-second ads between whatever it is you're watching. So
right. I mean, at the least, it speaks to the value and maybe the power of suggestion, right? Back to
yeah.
stuff, right?
If you design the ad well, so it can keep, like
they at the least still want to put a little seed in your head that we hear.
Yeah.
Still, you saw me today, maybe in some way that I'm not even cognizant or conscious of, but Yeah, ads is, right, everywhere. They're not gonna go away. You know what I mean? They gonna find a way, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
And from a consumer standpoint, like that's a good place to put them too, right? Like, yeah, put it when I pause. Because I know y'all gonna put it somewhere like, all right, this is y'all listening. I feel like, okay, y'all finally, y'all all right. Y'all ain't on that crazy shit no more. I mean, interrupting my shit, telling me stupid shit. I don't give a fuck about ruining my day. You know what I mean? Like, the pause, okay, y'all loosening up a little bit. I ain't as aggressive, creepy as before. So I like it.
All right.
If you don't like it, what you think?
It was annoying, but at least you, like I said, you can hit a button and get rid of it. And honestly, if it has to exist, better the pause than my show. You know what I mean?
See, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They coming along. Look, Earth is getting better, man. Look, everything ain't. Look, the advertisers getting less annoying, right? The jobs are coming back. I mean, I know COVID is spiking, but right, like some things are getting brighter. Days are ahead of us. Ads are on pause now. You don't feel it?
What's that guy's name? I can feel it in the air tonight.
You don't feel
Phil Collins.
You don't feel it in there? You don't feel it?
I don't know yet.
Nah, you don't. You be on the dark side. You are Anakin. You are. We both are, but you more Anakin. You know what I mean?
It's the ultimate diss. You more Anakin.
You more Anakin. Yeah, you be touching around, fucking around with the dark side sometimes. I mean, I sense hate in you.
Sense hate in the Force.
I'm gonna start saying that on here because you be hating on stuff. I'm gonna start saying that, like, I sense hate in you. I'm gonna look and see what Yoda says exactly. I'm gonna find out, and whenever you start hating, I'm gonna say that whatever Yoda says to Anakin. I sense fear or hate in you about whatever song you're talking about.
I got one more thing in the topic list, but I feel like that I know this one's gonna go longer, so I might save it for another time, so we could do the fun movie stuff and get out of here. But the most obvious one when it comes to movies, I didn't even have to look this up, but Wonder Woman coming out on Christmas, HBO Max, for only a month. I didn't find that out till later. But honestly, a month is more than enough time to watch it. You know what I mean? Plus, all the internet heads will rip that shit anyway. Like, you give them a month to down, they ain't even need a month. They just needed Steve to have that shit in his hard drive. You know what I mean? So it'll be available post a month if you really want it. But yeah. But it's also coming out in theaters. For that one theater that's open in America somewhere, it'll be out in theaters too on Christmas. But yeah, I ain't trying to see that in the theater at all. I ain't trying to see that in the theater at all. But I'm grateful. It's a real movie. Finally, a real movie. It's probably the first real movie that's coming out in a home format for me. I know other movies came out that were supposedly interesting. There's the hate. But I mean, but this movie. So yeah, I'm excited. They have the trailer. As soon as you go into HBO Max, they have the trailer. I was excited again. It's the same trailer, but I was like, it should be dope.
How much is it?
It's free if you have HBO Max.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were.
Yeah, if it's like Netflix, if you paying
Disney
for
sleaze.
Yeah, not even.
Okay.
No Disney sleaze.
I
Maybe after a month, but for free. They did say because they did say in their verbiage, no fees for the first month. So maybe after a month, they might charge.
We spoke about different ways they could try to do this previously, and I think this is something we kind of Right, like some sort of exclusive access or something first month or for some time period, or you charge a certain amount and then
I just answered my question because now that you said the fee, I was like, yo, why they not charging for it? It's Wonder Woman, and
that's why I asked you because I kind of figured
but
they
it's because
would.
it's on
But
HBO Max, so it's
I get it.
they just trying to get people through the gate of HBO Max like
Yeah.
properly.
Right. That's true. Because
They ain't Disney
Amazon
yet.
charge you for shit.
They ain't Disney
Amazon
yet.
charge you for shit.
They ain't Amazon yet. They ain't
Right.
They're not what are the popular one? Netflix. They're not Netflix.
Netflix,
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah, they not
They're
that.
not even that yet.
Yeah. So that's
Oh,
why they gotta get it in there. They not even on Roku. That's how behind they are, yo. They just got on the Amazon stick this week. So they mad behind the times. They trying to be a major player in a world where you could only watch it on an internet browser. So that's pretty
And
tough.
how much is it?
Probably the same, like well, I don't know about the same.
$10,
It's probably 15. My
$14,
bad. It's
something
probably
like
like 15, honestly, because it's HBO. You know, like
that. So I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of make out
it's a movie ticket.
It's a movie ticket, and you get a month of not only watching that movie,
everything
but
HBO
of
has,
whatever else you get for HBO, and then you could cut it off.
And then it's HBO Max.
I mean, that don't sound cool for them, but from the consumer standpoint, that sounds pretty legit. If you just want to see Wonder Woman, like, damn, you get a free month of HBO with your movie ticket, basically.
Plus, HBO Max is beyond HBO. I told you that it's a very stupid name, HBO Max. We've had that talk. But it's like 10 other companies in this thing, too. And then that shit.
So it's even more than just
all
HBO.
of DC go in there. You stick around, you get that Zack Snyder movie we keep talking about. You get that.
Yeah, bold strategy, HBO Max. Bold strategy. I see what you're trying to do.
In the future, in like a year and a half, it'll be the DC Plus network too. Like it'll be like all that shit. But yo, they got a Crunchyroll section. You can just watch all the anime. It's only hits allowed. I could tell, even though I don't even know all the anime, I could tell none of this anime is brand new. It's only hits allowed in the anime section. Because you know what else is on there? Turner Classic Movies is on there. So
wow, Turner Classic Movie. I haven't heard that phrase in ages.
Turner Classic Movies on there.
Movies.
Yeah, they got a bunch of shit on that shit. I'm gonna try.
I had a flash of the Cablevision building in the Bronx when you say Turner Classic Movies.
Cablevision.
Cablevision. Wow. Yeah.
I'm logging in right now.
But that's a pretty. I just was gonna say that's a really good deal, actually.
Yeah.
Considering, especially what Disney charged you $30 for Mulan, and you had to be paying. You had to be a member of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And they weren't gonna let you keep it initially.
Nah, absolutely not. So this will be interesting to see how it does. What are your projections?
Yeah, I'll say stuff, but let me just say, it's HBO. This was on HBO Max. HBO, DC. These are like the sections of HBO Max that you could pick from. HBO, DC, Sesame Workshop, which I think is Sesame Street, Turner Classic Movies, Studio Ghibli. Do you know what that is?
Studio Ghibli.
It's an anime studio in Japan. They make that Famous Guys movies, like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo.
Okay.
You know, it's that anime that he's supposed to be like a Disney for anime. You know what I mean?
Mononoke,
that
Princess
guy.
Mononoke.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's right here. Right, I think it's right here. Castles in the Sky. Anyway, yeah. So Studio Ghibli got its own section. Cartoon Network collection, Adult Swim collection, Crunchyroll, Looney Tunes.
Oh, they got Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, I feel like they changed.
It's like anti-Disney.
It's anti. It's adult. It's
right?
Adult. Maybe, yeah, because it's HBO. So maybe, yeah.
It's the anti-Disney because you got anti-Marvel with Warner Brothers, right? DC, you said. You have the like anti-kiddie stuff for the Adult Swim and anime, and Cartoon Network has a pretty variety of cartoons that, you know, some are arguably be maybe more for adults. Depending how you look at it or when it really split to Adult Swim and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of like I think if Marvel was there,
Yeah,
instead of DC, and DC was moved to Disney, right? Right? You like
if
that?
Marvel was there, like you want to trade Marvel to DC to Disney. I'm sorry, you want to trade Marvel to
Yeah,
HBO
yeah,
and
yeah. Take the yeah. To take the Marvel out of the Disney app
but
and
then
put it in
aren't you just
DC.
gonna get like the Trillist Marvel possible, and then you're gonna get like like
No, 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 no. I don't
okay.
mean move the. I mean imagine if Marvel, as it is good, not them doing DC things, was on the HBO Max and replaced DC. That'd be ill,
Why? Because
right?
then they
Because
could do like
look,
adult things and stuff.
this would be like an app that we probably would like more, except that the Marvel, the comic part of it is like the psychopath movies. Like we kind of wish, like
Oh,
we don't
because
want the
there's
rest of the
actual
Disney
content on
stuff.
here that we watch.
Right. We don't want
Yeah,
the Disney
gotcha.
stuff.
Yeah,
We just want the Marvel stuff.
yeah,
But the rest of the HBO stuff is true. It's like it's better than the stuff that Disney has around the
yeah.
comic book
I
stuff. But
barely
yeah,
like the Star Wars shit they do. I like Mandalorian, but at the same time, it's just Mandalorian.
you get what I'm saying
Yeah,
though,
yeah, yeah,
right? Does
yeah,
that
yeah.
make sense?
By the way, because it is fun for me to shit on Mandalorian, I will say this: that is the prettiest looking TV show, easily by far. That shit do look like a movie, like season two.
Aziz been telling me that he was like, yo, the production is like watching the movie. He said the same thing. He's like,
Season
yo,
one is
dog, you gotta
alright,
watch it.
production, but you can tell. Season two, they like, yo, people like this Baby Yoda. Throw the money at
That
that
money.
shit.
The money.
Season, yo, there's a dragon. Well, it's not a dragon, but it's like a sand. It's a Tremors. Remember Tremors? Remember
I
Tremors?
do.
Yo,
I
there's
do
a
remember
tremor. There's a tremor dragon
the sandworms.
in episode 1 of season 2. I told my sister like, yo, I don't know what that might have been the best looking TV I ever seen in my life. Like in terms of that and the same thing. It don't even matter what episode, but that one had a dragon, so it's definitely a lot of fake shit going on. They just had this crazy ass ice spider RPG shit. You know, you walk into the ice cave, you fighting a big ice spider. You know what I mean? You fight like that shit too, man. Like I was like, that might be the best looking TV show easily.
I've
It's
heard the same.
easy.
I've heard things like that. Yeah.
While I'm on this HBO Max thing, I saw this with my sister a few days ago. This came out, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion. Um, so yeah, it's just them
Did you
talking
cheat
about
it?
the old times. Um, but there's drama in the middle. I guess Viv, if I recall her name correctly in the show, Viv, she got pregnant year 3. They don't say it all, so it's kind of like, you know, just like we was talking about the beefs earlier. You know, we only know the surface level, but from the limited understanding, from not Googling, not going down the hole, right? Just literally watching the doc. It seems like she got pregnant, so like maybe that was gonna cause a conflict with the filming. So they offered her like a limit. They offered her less money than normal and maybe less shows than normal, but she's not allowed to go do other shows either. So it was a shitty contract basically. So she said no. And then somehow, because again, they don't go into it, I guess Will Smith may have said bad things. Like you have to kind of take the assumption that he said bad things because there's a beef there, and they hadn't spoken in like 20 years too, just like Gucci and them, you know. So this is the first time they meet because I guess after season 3, I guess a new Aunt Viv replaces her, and they hadn't even met the one who replaced the other. So that's the first time they meet too. But yeah, they have their own one-on-one in here, you know, because it's the first time they're meeting, and they're getting emotional too, because they're meeting on a private set, and they talking, and Will Smith talking like, yo, he was only 21, he's sorry, he said he had a lot of fear, like we had a lot. He didn't understand that he was on a rocket ship, even though everybody else saw that. He didn't understand. He thought like her. Now I'm putting a lot of this shit together, just watching it because they're very vague. But the assumption is kind of insinuated that he might have gotten her blackballed, and that maybe he's doing it out of a place of fear because maybe she's fucking with the show by maybe being pregnant or by just not agreeing to the contract or signing the contract. So now that's maybe messing with his place on TV, and maybe he's afraid he's gonna lose everything. They don't say that, but they do say he's young, he's 21, he's dumb, and it does. They kind of pointing like he got her blackballed, and again, I don't know why. They don't really go into all that, But yeah, I was like, man, this guy's having all the deep talks because he had the, I don't remember the word they used for him and his wife.
Table.
Yeah, no, but what's the real word? What's the song that guy made? What?
The entanglement.
Yes, he had the previous and then they had the serious talk. He having all the talks this year.
And he had a crying meme. He got a crying meme.
He got a crying meme? Is it going to replace Jordan? Is he going to replace Jordan?
It was used a lot. I don't know.
I've never seen it.
I don't know where the meme people rate it with the Jordan or amongst other crying memes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely up there. It's a top 5 now. Yeah.
But overall, it was good. It was just interesting. Because I used to like Fresh Prince as a kid.
Carlton was like messed up for some time, I believe. Like he
Wait, what?
I don't think it was Carlton.
He seemed fine here. If he messed up, they don't really go into that.
He was going through like a rough patch in his life.
Yeah, they don't go into it. This is just kind of them meeting each other.
Financially, I believe so. Yeah.
And it's almost implied like him and Will still kind of talk a lot. At least maybe right now. Maybe they patched up. Watching this, because this was young when I was watching, so I don't feel that then. But man, Hillary looked super hot when she was young. That was my thought as I'm watching this. I was like, damn. Like, I don't know. Also, Jazzy Jeff, he didn't want to act, but I guess like his first appearance blew up, and they just kept putting him on. He didn't really want to do it, but they just kept putting him on. Because it was too good. It was working too well. I get the idea too that maybe this was a Will Smith production. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it just seemed that way. But yeah, no, it was just cool just to see that, because that was stuff I grew up on.
Yeah, no, for sure, Fresh Prince, yeah, legendary.
All right, let's do the most dangerous thing. Let's read some of these comic book topics. There's fresh shit going on right now. No, why the fuck it want? There's fresh shit going on. Black Panther 2, Marvel fans make Shuri trend as news of expanded role and sequel revealed. Because they announced that they're going to start filming. Oh, here, there's a whole bunch of. Let me just read the updates then. But yeah, I guess Shuri's trending. Because maybe she might be playing the new stuff.
The lead, right.
Which is like what I always said, Like, why not just do that? Blah, blah, blah. They still don't announce plans what to do with T'Challa. However, they did confirm they're not going to do CGI T'Challa like the way they did it with, what I'm talking about, Princess Leia. Yeah. Right.
And others.
Yes. Here we go. Because there's the shit I ain't get to tell you this week. There's just so much other shit, right? There's so much real shit going on in Atlanta that I forgot to tell you. Quote, the trade mentions production will take place in Atlanta, right? Does it mention this, though? Because the rumor is that there might have been some Atlantis stuff going on. You know what I mean? Some of that Namor stuff. And we were going to have that King versus King battle, Unfortunately,
Okay.
But let's see. The trade is announcing all these people are in it. Black Panther. It says Shuri may have a more prominent role. Dude from Narcos is gonna be in it. But for an antagonist, they don't say who he's playing. There's only one Chadwick, so we're not doing that. A king died in real life. Not just fiction, so we're taking time. But yeah, they got a release date for May 6, 2022, and But Shuri's trending because a lot of people, they starting to think that maybe she might be the one.
Okay, very well. Very well. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
That's trending now too. That's going on now. This is also going on now. I guess I didn't see it, but there is a picture of Thor. He jacked. He in shape again. He in shape. He in shape again as they get ready to film Thor 4.
Oh,
Chris Hemsworth's in shape.
All right, yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Because Chris Pratt is also in it. Star-Lord is in it. I guess the headline reads, Star-Lord wants Chris Hemsworth to stop working out. So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Damn, yo, you should see this. He flipping
That is going to be... Wait, why is Star-Lord a Thor's movie? It's going to be so...
Well, I want to
see that.
He got in the ship last time.
I want to see that now. I'm looking... As of right now, that's the one that I'm looking forward to see. Because that's going to be mad.
That's
funny.
The one?
It's going to be... it's just gonna be nonsense. It's gonna be a dead.
Do me a favor and look at that. Look at that picture, dog. Look at that picture. It's on Discord. In the future, maybe I'll be able to put these on stream when it doesn't kill my new computer. But for this computer, I can't do that stuff. Look at that picture of Hemsworth flipping that tire. Look at that picture.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
Wow. He's juicing.
Yeah, he's juicing. That was my first guess, right? That he juicing, right?
Yeah, he's juiced.
How much money?
He can pick up the hammer.
How much money did he pick up?
Yeah, nah.
How much money you got to pay that dude for juicing?
Absolute.
That's health shit right there, dude.
And it's already starting off funny. Like him telling him to stop working out is like, yep, this is what the movie is going to be like. It's basically going to be, right, like Marvel's Deadpool, I think, without is being as vulgar. But depending on what their roles are, like if they're together, it's going to be a lot of dumb stuff. Because they were idiots together in Infinity War.
Yeah, no, that should be dope. That should be dope.
That's one of my favorite scenes. He's
the God scene, right?
That whole scene. Mocking me on arm. Like that.
The insecurity is real. Where the insecurity is real.
Like, look, we gotta fight Thanos. All right. That's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that one now. Now that you said that like that, now I'm kind of excited to see that. I want to see that.
Lady Thor is in it too. Let's not forget Natalie Portman.
Okay, very well.
So yeah,
it's more important that Thor and Star-Lord are in it.
My friend kind of assumes that they will announce more of the Guardians in that one as time goes on, not just Star-Lord. But we'll see. So you know what my friend's guess was? Actually, they're gonna announce all the Guardians except for Gamora, and that could happen in Guardians 3, like the search for her back. You know. All right, so I said the Wonder Woman story, HBO Max, Black Lightning, and
they shouldn't bring her back. Do they do that? Sorry.
No, which one? What are we talking about? Bring who back?
Gamora.
You don't remember Endgame? She showed up at the end. She the Gamora from the other time. Yeah.
Right.
But she's like, I ain't in love with this dude.
Right.
And Blue Sister was like, it was either him or a tree.
Yeah, no. You just reminded me. Okay, go on.
Yeah. No, I was just reading through it. Black Lightning is a CW shows, and then after season 4, Black Panther 2 filming July 21. PlayStation Plus, Black Friday, Screen 5 title confirmed. I texted you that. You didn't seem too happy.
What's that? What's PlayStation Screen? What's that?
No. Scream. Sorry, the movie. Scream. The movie. Scream 5.
Oh.
Because you the horror expert on this show.
Look at my face right now.
You told me Animal Twitter was mad, dog. You told me.
Yeah, Animal Twitter was in an uproar over that. You know what I mean? Come on, man. This is old idea stuff. This is Scream 5. Why?
They actually Let me see.
Is Wes Craven involved?
No, I believe he's dead, right?
Wes Craven's dead? Wes
I
Craven
believe
died? I'm
so.
bugging? You
Yeah,
might
I
be right.
believe Wes would have been so proud of the film that Madden are making. Yeah, see, he's dead.
When did he die?
That I'm not sure.
I'm sure it was in somewhat
Oh, you
recent
gonna love
times.
this. The incredible cast of newcomers that have come together to continue West's legacy with the upcoming relaunch
Wow,
of the
that is,
franchise.
don't say that. Don't.
But Nev is
Wow.
in there though. Nev, right? I'm thrilled to be
Nev
reunited with Nev,
Campbell.
Courtney, David, and Marley. But then it says new team, new cast, and relaunch. So I don't know.
That's not what Wes want.
That's not what he don't want to start from zero.
I mean, maybe his estate and family, salute to them. But I don't know if did Wes co-sign this.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to do that when you're not,
Yeah. To my knowledge,
what
he
I
get
love,
off Nightmare on Elm Street on part 3. You know what I'm saying? He don't come back till like a decades later and do some whole different things. So, is he in? Does
by
he
the
do
way,
all
the
of them?
title is just Scream because
Does he do all of them? Does he stick? Is he for all the original ones?
Wes Craven.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did all of them, but this one because he's not here.
So maybe he would have done another one. I don't know that we need another Scream though.
Yo, damn.
I ain't mad at the ones that exist, but it's kind of like Saw, in my opinion, or Dexter. Like for that one where there actually is a little bit more story, where it's not a typical horror. It's basically a whodunit. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whodunit, who's the killer kind of thing. It's not really nothing supernatural, but like how many times you gonna tell who done it, who's got the motive from past whatever things and Scream. Like I don't know. I don't know. The jigsaw puzzles, he's trapping people in weird contraptions and ripping them to pieces.
Film follows the story of a young woman who returns to her old town, only to encounter horrific murder cases connected to an infamous mass serial killer. That's that sigh of joy. I know that shit. I know that shit. Well, if you love that, then you're gonna really like this one. Lethal Weapon 5 confirmed to be moving forward by Mel Gibson.
I'm rolling. So
back in January, we heard Lethal Weapon 5 was headed for production with original cast. Now we're getting confirmation from Mel himself. It's happening. Was asked if the Lethal Weapon rumors were true. Gibson confirmed the project as well, saying Donner is so they're doing Lethal Weapon 5, I guess.
I'm cool with
Richard
that.
Donner.
I'm cool. I'm cool with that, right? Like,
I guess.
Am I biased towards action movies? I don't know if we need a Lethal Weapon 5.
How old is Danny Glover? He said that shit in number 1. He said he was too old for it in movie 1.
Now it's really true, right? Yeah.
What police force do they work for? Like, because it's been 20 years post movie 1.
Real time.
So it was probably 20 years in the movie 1. Like, what kind of watch? Do he get a platinum watch for sticking around? Do he get like a platinum watch?
Well, that's true. There's some timeline shit that's off. There's some continuity shit that's gonna be a little off with this shit.
Nah, this movie, this is looking like proof of the American infrastructure that clearly he is not getting paid enough, that he still need to be working into his Social Security age. His pension is not there. Like he has to. Why he still working? Why he still working? Why he still working? No reason. Elders. The man got a family that got a family that got a family. At this point, why he's still working?
Lethal Weapon 5? Damn. Treacherous shit too. You ain't even in no easy. You gotta fight terrorists. You gotta fight terrorists. Nah, I ain't mad at it. Salute to Mountain.
In a world where we have 24-hour news, this next story is speculative bullshit. what the Wonder Woman 84 HBO Max release means for Black Widow. It means nothing. It got nothing to do with nothing. How you gonna... Yo, my opponent is giving away a movie for free. Why don't we counter them by giving away a free movie? Like, what?
You know, that's just clickbait.
I know that's clickbait. That's just dumb.
You know that's
it means absolutely nothing. Like, I hope they bring it out, but I don't think...
Dow up 5 points today.
Let me see. I don't know if I need to... I don't know if there's any... Oh, is that Margot Robbie breaks silence on Pirates of the Caribbean reboot rumors. I guess people want to know if Johnny Depp will be in it. Time will tell. That's awesome silence that has been broken. Oh, shit. Yo, the streets is sad right now. Probably... I'm torn because I saw this series half English, half Japanese, and the latter half in Japanese, and most of it actually in Japanese. So actually, but they did connect with me in the beginning. They're the people who won me over. Kirby Morrow, if I'm saying that name right. Dragon Ball Z's Goku's voice actor dies at 47.
Wow.
Goku's dead, son. He the voice actor of Goku all this time. All this time. Even the games and shit. All the games. Like, all the games. Not just the fighting one that we know, but like all of them shits. All them shits.
Rest in peace. Wow, that's pretty young.
Yeah, 47, dude. That means he started Goku like as a kid, yo.
How did he pass? Well, does it say how he passed away? Take it health.
I'm trying to skim through the article. He was in Inuyasha as well. He was Cyclops, but in X-Men Evolution. We never saw that. Let's see. Twitter. Passed away. No further details available, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't even want to speculate, but then I would say like probably health and not an accident, you know? You know, the easy thing to say is COVID, but who really knows, you know? Oh my gosh. All the movies you love. Like, we got Scream. We got, not that you love Lethal Weapon, but it's OG from that same time. You're going to love this because this is my favorite thing to poke at too. Because I already gave you the ultimate pitch for this movie. There is a new Predator coming from 10 Cloverfield Lane director. Yeah, because I know you love 10 Cloverfield Lane, by the way. So somebody gave him a new Predator franchise. They gave up the last one. New Predator. They just started again with We're not gonna go with the Predator War Machine that you saw at the end. The Iron Man Predator.
Well, that's good. It's a positive step.
But yeah, I mean, there's more.
Earth as well. See, look, I told you, we moving. Humans move to improve things, right? Not to really make things bad. So we'll see. So they're rebooting Predator again.
Yep.
And doing, what are they doing?
I think it might be too early. I think it's just he's doing it. I don't think there's any.
All right, so we'll have to keep an eye out.
Wait to hate more, yeah.
We'll have to keep an eye out for that.
It just won't connect. It won't connect to the last one. That's the definitive thing they have. It just won't connect to the last one with the War Machine at the end. You know.
That's good. That's good. I like getting rid of. I like deleting that from my memory.
It's off to a good start.
We can delete the first Alien. We can delete the other one too. I'm down with that. You know what I mean? I'm cool. I mean, so okay, we'll see. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
I think that might be it. I'm just skimming to see if there's anything else cool. Because all that Marvel stuff was popping now. But yeah, man, I think that might be it for these things.
Okay. That's good to know. Predator, anyway. It's not good or bad news. It's neutral. Scream 5 and Lethal Weapon 5. I don't know. Scream 5, definitely. I don't think needs to exist. Especially
I'm a skim Variety because I've gotten into the habit of checking Variety too. Variety is interesting because they touch on little political news. I don't want to go off too much here because I know we can do this, but top story for them: turning off Trump show. National TV news outlets are being less deferential. You know what that means? Because I have to look it up.
Continue reading.
Okay, deferential to the White House in the waning days of the Trump administration.
They're just deferring from them.
Oh, deferring. They're
deferential.
deferential. Yeah, okay. Let's see. My friend told me this. Yes, I wanted to say this, but it wasn't on comicbook.com. They already starting to ramp up to film Deadpool 3. So that's confirmed. What I think we have no answers for is he in the MCU or not? You know? You know, like this is the only film that is from Fox that is gonna continue. The Deadpool film. Will it be rated R or not? You know? Like I don't know if we have
another thing to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, they have no comment of nothing. Nothing, no answers for nothing.
That'll be something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah. It's just yeah, they have nothing. Just that the writers are doing things. That's it. Long shot, but yeah, I heard, heard another rumor he might be in that multiverse movie with Doctor Strange, you know? So everybody's showing up in there.
Marvel's about to get crazy.
Oh, you know who showed up in Variety? Meg Thee Stallion's Good News is Strong. Sexed up and overstuffed. Album review. Overstuffed.
All right.
They're probably making fun of the fact that it probably has the hip hop track length. It probably has 3,500 songs on it, you know?
All right.
Let's see. And this might be it. That might be it. Yep. Okay. They mentioned the documentary series that I told you I saw that Japanese Spider-Man on. Every episode is completely different topic, but that one right away I was like, oh, I gotta see this one. I gotta see Japanese Spider-Man. I don't know if I'm gonna see any other episode because there's nothing that interesting to me as Japanese Spider-Man was. But I was like,
Japanese Spider-Man is certainly interesting from what you told me.
No, because I knew some of that already. I didn't know they were gonna get first-hand accounts from actual actors on set and shit. But I knew, like, yo, Spider-Man's crazy. He's out here, like, roboting. He's out here shooting machine guns and shit. He's like all kinds of shit.
Yeah, no, that stuntman tour you sold sounds pretty ill. Sounds quite a show.
But yeah, man, that's it. Any last words or anything? Oh, wait a minute. The music.
Music.
Forgot about that. You got any music?
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm gonna do Gucci Mane Truth now. I'm saying. I'm gonna do Gucci Mane round one. I'm gonna do Gucci Mane Truth. I'm gonna do
Nah, man. Nah, you can't do that. That's crazy. No hip hop. More two piano ones. I want to make sure these are the correct ones before I say it. Yeah. So they're on that same playlist. And I was kind of listening. I was like, yeah, I kind of really like these ones too. One is called. I think this is it's in another language, so I might be saying this wrong. Le Sable Doré or Le Sable Doré. I don't know. By Braq. I might be saying that right. Briqueabraq. Braq is almost how I would say it, but the song is Le Sable Doré. And then the other one is called First Movement by Clint Mansell. And so the album called Last Night. But those are like more piano, classical things. I actually listened to one of them a few times today, but I kind of like those two. Yeah.
All right, I am gonna go hip hop. I'm gonna go with this. I was the song I was telling you about in the podcast. No, when I heard Mike Will talk on that podcast. It's funny. It's just funny for me to say a song because it's just a normal pop hip hop sex song. But what that speedboat, I never read it. It's spelled bout, but it's really it sounds like what that speedboat. But when they say it anyway. But yeah, it got Mike Will made it. Young boy never broke again. Full name on the title, and then Nicki Minaj. You know. So it just had an interesting beat. You know, it's funny. Like I told you, I'll be playing songs in my head. I was playing the song in my head, and I was like, "That's it." It changes key in the middle, and then I picked up my guitar, and it drops like 2 tones in the middle. That's just not usual for hip hop music to be changing key in the middle. And I was like, I knew there was something just weird going on, or just different for the hip hop. And then this is random because I'm still not familiar with any of this shit, but I just had the mode to check out like some South Africa music. So I'm probably butcher all this shit. I don't even know how to say this, man. Why am I picking this song? I was like, I don't even know how to say this word. I'm gonna say Mthandazo Gatya. Mthandazo Gatya. And then the song is called Amabeer, which is not what I just said. Because I just said I'm a beer. AMA beer. Amabeer. One word.
Amabeer or something like
that. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just interesting that I don't even remember that guy's name. What's that guy's name? That Joe Budden was talking about. Yeah, Masego, Silver Tongue Devil. That song just gave me South African vibes. So now I just started like checking out the charts just to hear some South Africa music, you know. And yeah, it just got like a certain rhythm that's interesting because it feel like they flirting with some type of EDM thing, but they never do the kick for the 4/4. They do they rhythms, and yeah, it's just different, man. Like, you know, sometimes you just want to escape the same stuff, and it's just something different, you know. But it's still familiar because you can tell they electronic-ing, but then they still keep it natural at the same time. It's like a just different thing, you know. So
okay,
but yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, now the last words.
You know what? This time, you know what I'm gonna do this time for last words? I'm gonna put the ball in the people's court.
Boom, boom.
I'm not gonna leave any last words. I'm gonna leave it up to the viewer to come up with their own last words. And this is in line with generally all of the last words previously. So if you've been paying attention.
I was hoping for a peace statement after the Gucci Mane Jeezy unification treaty we just had, you know?
No, we big that all up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, man.
Leave that up to them this time.
Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey, boosh.